Kurt Cobain, like, niggas that had it all and still killed themselves.
Man, what's the boy River Phoenix?
River Phoenix.
Man, I be seeing people live like you ever see somebody like, man, this nigga don't even know how good he got it for real. I see that a lot. I be noticing that a lot.
Yeah, facts. Facts.
Man, before we get this show started, man, let niggas know what the time is, man. You gotta join this Discord. You gotta scan this QR code or hit the link in the description. If none of that works, DM me at thehoodmystic@gmail.com. I'll give you a freshie boy link so you can join the Discord, join the conversation, hop up on this panel with us. Don't be scared. But if you want to tap in and lock in, join the motherfucking Discord. Serpent, we about to go through these goddamn offerings for the people. Just help me bringing it to the surface.
Got you. Moon Day. Moon Day is a practical approach to astrology. It's a dope ebook that exists on moondaymystic.com as well as flameonshop.com. And if you want to know how to read the moon and read yourself against the moon and with the moon, cop this Moon Day. It's definitely a dope buy. I definitely have one. We also have the set to go with it because you can't read the moon without the tarot. It's almost like having half the picture and trying to complete the task with only half of the picture. So get you a Thoth tarot deck. That arcane is very important. It helps with the explanation and the definitions that come from Moon Day. And it's a steal, bro. It's only $35.
Tarot deck, a freshie boy tarot deck, and a ebook to help you really chart it out and correspond the astrology to the tarot. That's lit. $34. They can scan the QR code if they watching this on TV. Shout out to all the TV viewers, or you can hit the link in the description. Get this bundle, man. We got one more bundle to get to, Serpent.
Oh yeah, now that's the three ebook bundle. Journey to the Being is basically your occult handbook for everything occult, from occult psychology all the way up to tantra, chakra work, shadow work, and then the spell of fiat, basically breaking down the fact that money is a spell, and if you're not hip to the spell, well, the spell is being played on you. So Journey to the Being, the spell of fiat, and just like we said earlier, the Moon Day book, you can get all three for 33.33, and that again is another steal.
Man, take a screenshot of this, show it to your mama, tell her to scan this QR code, buy this bundle, $33, three books, man. Tap in, tap in. Shout out to the brothers Jabri, AD. I was about to say two-thirds, but one half of the initiates couldn't be here. We are the other half of the initiates for the flame. It's me, Hood, with my boy Sacred. We about to react to some videos. We're about to question the reality of the sexual liberation. Is it real? We want your thoughts too, so don't be afraid to comment on the video. Join the Discord, join the conversation. Talk your shit in the chat. Y'all know how we get down. But before we get into the conversation, bro, I just want to let people know you can visit whiterabbitpsych.com. We got 15% off up until Friday. So you better lock in. You better tap in. No promo code needed. It's just the love that I'm giving you from my heart to yours. 15% off the whole entire store all the way up until Friday. So you better get them deals now. Scan the QR code, of course, or just hit that link in the description and get into your healing. I've been really into some thought in reference to what does the mushroom mean to me. You know what I'm saying? Like from a personal
Mhm.
level, it's like, man, where would I be without it? And I didn't even look for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I feel like I'll be all right, but really, man, I got five kids, man, and feeding them motherfuckers is like It's crazy. I'm
Well,
saying,
you don't want to toot your own horn. Well, I'll toot it for you. I would not be all right without the shrooms. I would not.
you know what I mean? So it's like, listen, I, I just, if you feeling a certain type of way, you not having that direction that you need, and you want to work with something that is natural, that is not like super crazy, that's not gonna have you like busting out windows, pulling out your hair. You know, we introduce things in microdosing, macrodosing. We got treats, we got nootropics, we got raw fruit, we got it all, man. WhiteRabbitPsych.com. We've been here for 3 years. If it was nothing, I wouldn't even be talking it. I would not be talking about this shit right now if it haven't literally changed lives for, these past 3 years. So shout out to y'all for the support, for the love. Shout out to the initiates for the opportunity and the space to, share and talk our shit like we do. You know how me and Serpent give it up. We've been here long enough. Y'all already know the vibes by now. But before we get into the reaction videos, I just want to give us a framework on what the sexual revolution is, what it isn't. I'm going to read this little paragraph from Wikipedia, and then Serpent, you give me your thoughts on it, and then we
Mhm.
get into these videos. The sexual revolution, also known as sexual liberation, was a social movement that challenged the merit of traditional codes of behavior related to sexuality and interpersonal relationships throughout the Western world from the late 1950s to the early 1970s. Sexual liberation included increased acceptance of sexual intercourse outside of traditional heterosexual monogamous relationships, primarily marriage. The legalization of the pill, as well as other forms of contraception, public nudity, pornography, premarital sex, homosexuality, masturbation, alternative forms of sexuality, and abortion all followed. In that quick little paragraph, I'm gonna get on the mainframe, get on the poll request. But what's your thoughts to that paragraph that I just read?
It kind of feels like that was the inception of the debaucherous lifestyle.
Is that good or
Like,
bad?
no, there is nothing good about that. Like that was the inception of the time when people said, you know what? Y'all can do whatever y'all want with y'all bodies. Go ahead. Like, and it seems like everything that is in blue on the bottom was all of the alternative ways that they encouraged people to do the shit that they wanted to do anyway. And like honestly, it removed all parameters from there being rules that are applied to sex. Because essentially, if you're telling someone that they should be able to do what they want with their body, aka have as much sex with whomever, wherever, whenever, I just can't see how that benefited society. Am I wrong for saying that?
I don't think you're wrong, but it's crazy, bro, because I remember Lil Kim Hardcore CD. That's the
Hmm.
first thing that comes
Hmm.
to mind. I was a little jit that I would listen to the pornography. We ain't get the pornography channel. I just got the fuzz and I could hear the sounds, and I was good with that. So sex
Hmm.
has always been. I remember my uncle. I was 7 years old, and I was just watching VHS tapes. Like Fat Boys. He had hip hop documentaries. You know what I'm saying? Had a couple of movies, and then one day I watched Vanessa Del Rio.
Oh, that was my baby. I love Vanessa Del Rio. Do you know a nigga that didn't love Vanessa Del Rio?
But you speaking of fondness of it, but then you just said it was bad for society.
Yeah, I mean,
Imagine a
I
life
would
without
be a
seeing.
liar if I said I didn't partake. I mean, I had to partake in order for me to know that it didn't work pretty well.
Listen,
Where would be my tangible evidence? You know what I'm saying? If I didn't participate at least a little bit.
listen. I mean, and that's the thing. We the fuck around and find out generation.
Hmm.
We the people that learned the hard way.
We
You
was the
know,
niggas that touched the stove, even
right?
though Mama said hot, hot.
All
Like
right.
we
I got
touched that
another.
bitch anyway.
I got another question for you. Was
Okay.
you raised to um wait until marriage to have sex,
Mm-mm.
or
Mm-mm.
you wasn't?
I never heard that a day in my life.
So, what was your introduction to sex, if you don't mind me asking? Like, what was the conversations and centered towards you being a young man and coming into sexual relationships with women?
I think I told this story before, but I'll tell it again. Um, I was raised by a single mother. Shocker. The only conversation we had was about discernment and trust. And the first time I brought a girl home just to hang out or whatnot, my mother didn't care for her, and my mother called her a fast ass. So my mom told me when she left, she was like, um, the last thing you need to be doing is running behind these fast ass girls in the street. That was one of her favorite things. And she said, I'm gonna tell you about women, and I want you to take this everywhere you go. She's like, you don't trust nothing that bleeds 7 days and doesn't die. And if you're not really ready to be with a woman, like be with a woman, then you shouldn't be sleeping with a woman. That's all I got. The rest was from uncles and cousins and shit, but from mom bear, like that's all I got. That was all I needed, but that's all I got.
Yeah, and I don't think I think my mom seen in me that I was going to do whatever I wanted to do anyway. So you could have told. I'm literally like I cringe at that shit, bro. Like you could have told me if you take a left, it's $1 million. But if I already had my mind set to go right, it was nothing that you was going to tell me to make me go left. And that's what I don't like about myself. You know what I'm saying? Like I was very hard headed when I was a kid, and I got good advice. I had good friends. I knew good people. Like I tell people, like I said this before, like if I was just a little bit savvy, dog, I would be friends with LeBron James on my soul,
Hmm.
on my five kids.
Hmm.
You know what
I
I'm saying?
believe.
Like it wasn't like I just was a dickhead. Like I was an
Mhm.
asshole. I was my head was in my ass, bro. I did not see the
Head
forest from
in
the
your ass,
trees
foot in your mouth type shit.
type shit the whole way through. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I understand the sexual revolution being detrimental, but if you told me that it was a pit of fire and I was going to die in hell, I would have still went for it. So I mean, presenting this information and discussing that, I guess I have to deal with it from that lens because the impetus to be sexual in this society, how the fuck is you going to stop a person from that particular paradigm?
Yeah, I don't think you can at this point. I think if we're all being honest about it, we've reached a point of no return as far as it relates to sex. Because the woman, the woman is liberated and has been liberated for some time now. The man
Since the
had
50s.
since the 50s, the man has had to relearn and unlearn everything that he's been taught up until this point because it doesn't count anymore. Basically, because of the evolution of said liberation. Like their evolution across this time from the 50s up until now in 2025 is the reason why everything men have learned up until this point in their existence, whatever it is that you have learned, you got to throw it out. Like you literally got to throw it out, because it's not about a particular dollar amount unless you're in the 1%. It's not about respect. It's not about love. It's not about connection. It's not about genuine, authentic affection and empathy. Like it's not about any of those things, all those beautiful words that go with an actual relationship or union with the woman. None of those things matter anymore. What matters now is that she gets to say so, to do whatever it is that she wants, whenever she wants. And even if you come up with a reason why she shouldn't be doing what she wants, she's still not going to listen to you anyway.
And I don't mean this to be derogatory, but I would say you would have to be the type of person to be okay with the fact that if your girl woke up today for any reason, if she wanted to leave, you have to prepare for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean that derogatory. I mean that like,
Man, bro, I gotta get these people out the building, bro.
all right, bro.
About accepting your fate, because when you just know in your heart, and most people can know this, 80%.
So I'm gonna still react to these videos. I'm gonna wait for Rod to get back. He gotta do his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You already know.
I loved what you said so much about accepting your fate, because when you just know in your heart, and most people can know this, 80% of people will find a long-term partner by 40. I can't promise you that 80% of people are going to get a house, are going to have their dream job. I can't make that kind of promise you're going to live in the best city. But that is a stat that only exists for this space. So you can almost move like it's going to happen. But you also have no control over when you meet that person. What you do have control over, I think, though, is your light. Like being in a space where you are light, where you feel liquid, where you don't feel needy because you have opportunities around you. I would say, and I did this when I had a fuck buddy, which Jared is my fuck buddy, which is the worst plot twist. I know, it's so boring.
Now look what
But it
you
was
turned
such
into.
a good fuck buddy relationship because I had Jared as a fuck buddy. I had a cuddle buddy who I would go and sleep over with afterwards because that wasn't.
That's not what y'all had.
No. I would go over there. We never had sex, but I would walk his dog.
You had to be smaller.
We would be
attracted.
He was so fine. He was a model. He wasn't what Jared had sexually, sauce-wise and skill-wise.
The skills?
This other dude was stunning, gorgeous. I loved being around him. I liked his energy. I just didn't think we would have great sex. But I knew I liked being around somebody really attractive, and he was fun. You can have 6 people that make up one and keep your heart open and knowing that when you find the one, you're going to know.
And you don't have to sleep with all 6. That's another thing about dating. Like when you share, I'm talking to 6 guys, doesn't mean I'm having sex with all of them. So you could literally kind of build a bear until you find the one that you really want to be like, okay, I'm good with talking.
I've been used from a man, like in the way Shan used the model guy. You know, so people don't like that word. We're using someone for everything, right? And when
this is deep.
He would come over to me. I love to cook. So I could tell, like, when we would make jokes, he's like, I miss having a girlfriend, you miss having a boyfriend. That admittance of that is like, oh, it's not you. But I kind of liked playing house a little bit. I loved having him come over, eat my meal, or no, it sounded like eat my coochie. Enjoy my meals, watch TV. No, we didn't have sex. Watch TV with me, we'd cuddle a little bit, and that was just kind of it. And I wondered for a long time, is he not as attracted to me because there's no sex? And I was like, oh, he's just not enjoying or able to enjoy the other woman he's having sex with in that way. So for me, he doesn't want to touch that. We connected on dates, but it wasn't crazy sexual energy to where we were that comfortable. That person does exist too. The fuck buddy to me that becomes the cuddle person, I think everyone starts to get really confused. And I'm not talking about basic cuddling after. When it turns into the sleepovers and maybe a plan after, that's when it gets scary. Because we believe the cuddling after is respect. There's no world where Jared ended up marrying a woman he never respected. Leaving after sex doesn't mean there isn't respect there. It's just sometimes the safe.
All right, I am a slow loner, so I gotta go back because this shit is actually crazy to me. Because we gonna frame it for real the only way that I know how to frame it, right? I'm a guy and I wanna one day meet my wife. And then I'm like out dating, and then like this is what I'm walking into. And then I can only talk about it from my perspective in the way that they can only talk about it from our perspective, from their perspective rather. And then from that point, like which one of us, both of us have to be able to meet each other in the middle and compromise, or one of us has to specifically submit. And then if you're a man, are you willing to submit to something like this? And then what, I got so many questions. My main question is like, what is the injection for this particular thought space in reference to relationships as if they're like some specific toys? And as I say that, the answer comes to me. And it's like thirsty ass dudes that will like do anything to be in the orbit. I think it's a concept called orbiting. Maybe I'm making it up, but I think orbiting, orbiting dating. In dating, orbiting refers to the behavior of someone who has ended a romantic relationship or communication with another person, but continues to interact with their. No, that's not what orbiting is. They tweaking. They be making shit up. Why would that be what orbiting is? Whenever I can't find a word online, my next step is Urban Dictionary. But it do feel like Gen Zs have created a new language, orbiting, laughing extremely hard. Dog, what dimension am I in, man? So you know how a planet orbits a sun and it circles around the sun? That's how niggas be around pretty girls. And of course they'll be your friend. Of course they'll like do what you want them to do and shit like that. But it's not in reference to the disposition of a man that's trying to establish a long-term relationship with you. Because a husband isn't going to orbit. And your husband is not going to be your friend either. He's not going to be a cool, let you do anything because he in love with you. So if your husband, you think your husband is your friend, and you told your friend that you be having sex with other guys, and then you like he probably like you.
I loved what you said so much about accepting your fate because when you just know in your heart, and most people can know this, 80% of people will find a long-term partner by 40.
That is crazy. That's not a stat, bro. What in the hell? 80%. What percent of people are in a relationship? Approximately 69% of American adults are in a relationship. This includes those who are married, living with a partner, or in a committed romantic relationship. That means that 31% of people are single. So that's 69% and 80% is not that far off. But at the same time, what are we really saying though? By the time you get 40, you'll find somebody. But I'm waiting for my brother to get back on here so I can have somebody to talk to. So I'm gonna just say what be on my mind until he get back. Why not increase your odds by being lovable to the man that you eventually? So this is the crazy part that I can't really wrap my mind around because even me, a guy, I'm still not even going to bring up my exes to a girl for real, in a sense where it's favorable. Because in that instance, I should still be with their ass, right? So I feel like you should end the relationship with Will Smith and get a fucking zapper and zap your whole fucking memory out. Bing. And then go into your new relationship. Having sex memories is not even going to help you in your relationship by the time you get 40. If you know you're going to get into a relationship, why have a fuck buddy? Because why even bring this up to say, by the time I'm 40, I'm going to get into a relationship. So I can just fuck until that happens. And it's not even the fact of like, it's not even the fact of like, it's the fact that bothers me is that men just is so loving and accepting of shit. That's really going to be their destruction and downfall because the reality in reference to somebody that gets to 40 and all she really had was casuals. She's not prepared to handle a long-term relationship, so either who gives a fuck, right? But at the same time, why wouldn't you want to have a wonderful relationship to somebody that been ever since she been a little girl, been thinking about having a baby and having a husband, and she haven't spent her time chasing nothing else besides being that person till one day entering into this void called a husband and wife. Man,
What I missed?
I'm sitting here. I started the video over because I was just examining this particular concept. I'm gonna play it and then I'm gonna tell you my train of thought so far.
Okay.
So at first I was like, that's crazy. And then I looked at the statistics and the statistics say 69%. And so I say, okay, you can find a partner by the time you're 40. You're going to find a long-term partner by the time you're 40. So you either A, fuck the whole city, or B, prepare for that time where you meet that person and you prepared yourself sexually, mentally, and emotionally for that person. Because if you do any type of studying in reference to pair bonding and promiscuity, you know that those two do not connect. So if you commit to promiscuity throughout your 20s, throughout your 30s, and then 40s, you're gonna come into a relationship, let alone, you know what I'm saying, the quality of guy gonna be lower. That's one. But two, do the whole there is no particular giving to that masculine figure in a person's life, because it's just like I knew I was going to find you anyways, and now that I'm here, we'll fuck around and find out. We'll just figure it out, and it's like, damn, that's what it is, and like that's what it is so deep. I'm like, damn. But my overall point is, so you get to 40 and you find your long term partner. Do you look crazy? Is he a crackhead? Because that make me think about crackhead love, like how your auntie always had a boyfriend, but that nigga was a crackhead. He would be stealing from her. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was bullshit. You know what I'm saying? They all old and shit. They face all wrinkly and shit. Like they ain't hitting on nothing. They wearing matching jumpsuits and shit. They got fucking matching airbrush shirts. His and hers, my king, his queen.
Niggas is passing the pipe in the bed.
Listen, Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, crooked jaw, alcoholic. Like, yeah, like by the time you 40, you definitely gonna have a fucking relationship. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
But is this what we settling for though? You feel me?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we had part of this conversation last week when we were just talking about how a man doesn't reach his true peak until he like 42, right? Because it takes that long for the average man to go through all of his bullshit, which the way I'm looking at it now, bro, it's almost like that is our rites of passage, right? And then you get to that 40, 41, 42, 43 area, and it's like things start to make sense now as opposed to when you were going through it. And it gives you the proper amount of distance for you to be able to look back and see your own bullshit, right? And be able to see it from a space of not judgment, but from a space of you're now able to incorporate those lessons, and you're now able to understand why those lessons were necessary for you to learn. But I'm like with you in the sense of, did we really have to wait till 40?
Nah, that's my point, bro. I could have had my shit together in my 20s.
Yeah.
I didn't have to wait till I got. I mean, I get it. And like I said, we the fuck around and find out generation.
Mm-hmm.
Had to see what prison was like. You know what I'm saying? Had to feel that. Had to see what college was like. Had to had to see what
had to go to jail early. Had to sell drugs.
Yeah, like I have to do that though. You know what I'm saying? Like have to do that. Like, or damn, if my father was positioned in my life correctly, would I've not even man, don't let me go down a fucking rabbit hole. You feel me?
Yeah. You're gonna trigger a bunch of people anyway. Go ahead.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? Like, dog, you know, polygamy is cool in my opinion because my dad was married. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, my mom should just be his wife too. I'm like 3. I'm like 3, like y'all both his wife then.
Yeah.
When I went to kindergarten, I had Brittany and Tierra. It was my 2 girlfriends. But like not saying like polygamy is the answer, but I'm like in reference to me needing my dad be fucking polygamous.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Or like me, you know,
I'm being selfish.
Yeah. I think back to I didn't care for none of mama's boyfriends. Like there was maybe one I liked, but there was just too many. Not like she was, you know, fast in the ass, but like there wasn't a consistent one. So like there wasn't a consistent one. I'll be there.
I agree, bro. I'm telling you, bro. I done got mad at these niggas, but I'm thinking like, damn. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know how to process that shit because, like I wanted it a different way, and I was selfish. I didn't understand shit. I don't know the intricacies of their relationship. Shit. At
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, I just want. The older I get, the more I wish my dad was in my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the
The
one
older
constant.
I get.
Yeah, that's the one constant across everything. If he was there, it probably would have been a lot different.
I would have been a lot different because I never got straight A's until I lived with my dad, sixth and seventh grade. Motherfuckers was like, damn, like how you get straight A's? I'm like, I don't even fucking know. I just felt like it was easier for me to be respectable around my dad. When I was
Mm.
around my mom, I just felt like I get away with shit. When I was around my dad, I just felt like I just wanted to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know what the fuck that is, but I just bring it all into full perspective that shit. The sexual liberation should go both ways. If dicks is a plenty, polygamy. All I'm saying is let's add polygamy to what's that list? Let's go back to that list. uh, Contraception, public nudity, pornography, premarital sex, homosexuality, masturbation, alternative forms of sexuality, abortion, and polygamy. You feel me?
Mhm. That sounds that it's almost too perfect.
Niggas just gonna add one thing to this.
Yeah, just one more thing. Just put one more thing up there.
Oh, all right, man.
To you that 80% of people are going to get a house, are going to have their dream job. I can't
Oh man,
make that kind of promise.
that shit funny.
I loved what you said so much about accepting your fate because when you just know in your heart, and most people can know this, 80% of people will find a long-term partner by 40. I can't promise you that 80% of people are going to get a house, are going to have their dream job. I can't make that kind of promise. You're going to live in the best city. But that is a stat that only exists for this space. So you can almost move like it's going to happen. But you also have no control over when you meet that person. What you do have control over, I think, though, is your light. Like being in a space where you are light, where you feel liquid, where you don't feel needy because you have opportunities around you. I would say, and I did this when I had a fuck buddy, which Jared is my fuck buddy.
Whoa.
Hold on, man. Hold on. Hold on. She said,
Why she jump like that? Like what?
hey,
What? I thought we was here, bitch. How the fuck? Yo, how we get to the mountain already? Wait a minute.
Which is the worst.
now,
hold on, man. That was a crazy leap.
Do have control over, I think, though, is your light. Like being in a space where you are light, where you feel liquid, where you don't feel needy because you have opportunities around.
Where you feel light and you
When
feel
you feel
liquid because you have opportunities around you. So let's translate that. You're liquid because you're a commodity, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like liquid cash, like
Mm-hmm.
you. So your value is on how much, I don't know how to word it right, but how much male validation you can receive
Mm-hmm.
at any given time. That is
Mm-hmm.
your said value. Because remove males out of the equation, because it's not even about sex, as we're about to see. It's purely about validation in reference to who you are as an individual, in reference to the male gaze.
You. I would say And I did this when I had a fuck buddy, which Jared is my fuck buddy, which is the worst
Now look
plot
what you
twist. I
turned
know,
it-
it's so
now look-
boring.
now look what
But it
you
was
turned
such a
into.
good fuck buddy relationship because I had Jared as a fuck buddy. I had a cuddle buddy who I would go
See, Jared as a Jared as a fuck buddy.
Jared was the fuck buddy, but another nigga was the cuddle buddy. Listen.
Right. So cuddle buddy is not sexual, but he's a man. But he's a man though.
Yeah.
Right. So that's in a sense male validation. So
Facts.
everybody, and watch what they say. Dog, it's not even about sex. Like, all right, it's not about sex, then what is it about?
and sleep over with afterwards because that wasn't.
That's not what y'all had.
No, but the other guy, I would go over there. We never had sex, but I would walk his
It
dog.
had to be smaller.
We would be
attracted.
He was so fine. He was
Why
a
did
model. He wasn't what Jared had sexually, sauce wise, and skill wise.
The skills.
He's
smiling on that.
This other dude was stunning and gorgeous. I loved being around him. I liked his energy. I just didn't think we would have great sex. But I knew I liked being around somebody really attractive, and he was fun.
So yeah, the next part of this, because I was watching this at first and I was like, it was a lot. And my brain, I promise you, my brain don't move fast.
You have to stop it a couple times because that shit
No,
was
nah, I let it play. But it was just like blah 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 blah. But now the second time I can hear it and I can catch it. So the thing is using niggas, right?
You can have 6 people that make up one and keep your heart open.
Holy shit.
Wait.
Holy shit.
Wait.
Holy shit. You just said that. Did you foreshadow that?
Nah, I wasn't. I'm telling you, it's blah 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 to me. Listen to this, bro. This is crazy.
Liked his energy. I just didn't think we would have great sex. But I knew I liked being around somebody really attractive, and he was fun. You can have 6 people that make up one and keep your heart open and knowing that when you find the one, you're going to know.
And you don't have to.
No, that's not true because I literally know chicks like this, and they will meet a great guy, and then they have to decide whether they're gonna give up 6 for one, and that's like giving up $100 for 5. At what point do you say, dog, I don't need this 100, just give me 5 back?
Facts. Like, how is that an equal transaction?
Like, nothing is on the table with this one nigga. This one nigga is one nigga. And if you got it set up between 6 guys and 6 guys is doing 6 different things, that one guy is never going to be able to do what these 6 guys can do.
One guy will never be able to do what 6 guys do. Like, you're never going to be with just one guy. That's what I got from this.
What type of message is that, bro? That's a crazy message.
Make up one and keep your heart open and knowing that when you find the one, you're going to know.
And bro, just sitting there and like soaking it up, like it's crazy to me.
People that make up one and keep your heart open and knowing that when you find the one, you're going to know.
And you don't have to sleep with all 6.
Then why don't you get kids from the big brother and big sister? Take the motherfuckers bowling.
You should go to St. Jude's and the Fresh Air Fund.
March of Dimes, bitch. I'm sorry.
That's crazy, bro.
That's another thing about dating. Like when you share, I'm talking to 6 guys, doesn't mean I'm having sex with all of them. So you could literally kind of build a bear until you find the one that you. The thing about dating, like.
Hold up, man.
When you share,
You find the one, you're gonna know.
and you don't have to sleep with all six. That's another thing about dating. Like when you share, oh, I'm talking to six guys, doesn't mean I'm having sex with all of them. So you could literally kind of build a bear until you.
It just be energy for me. It'd be like the way that this energy is situated. I think about my children and the fact that they might not. It's gonna be hard for them to like meet somebody that wanna love them and wanna care about them, and be devoted to them because this particular ideology runs rampant in the West.
And keep your heart open and knowing that when you find the one, you're gonna know.
And you don't have to sleep with all six. That's another thing about dating. Like when you share, oh, I'm talking to six guys, doesn't mean I'm having sex with all of them. So you could literally kind of build a bear.
No.
And you don't have to sleep with all six. That's another thing about dating. Like when you share, oh, I'm talking to six guys, doesn't mean I'm having sex with all of them. So you could.
How many are you having sex with? If you're not having sex with all six, you think it's better that you're only having sex with two or three of them? 3 out of 6. Hold on, Serpent. Damn. You was muted, my bad. Go ahead.
Like, you don't think it's a possibility that one of these motherfuckers might crash out over you? Like, because that's really a thing. You don't think one of these niggas is going to get tired of that shit? Well, my thing is, it kind of feels like you create a system that in which you don't have to tell anybody the truth.
Or
because if you got six niggas and you building a bear, like, who do you have to tell the truth to?
I think you can tell the truth. I think like this the problem. Niggas is all for it. That's the problem, bro. Like that's the problem to me. Niggas
is okay with that. Niggas
the
is
fact
okay
that
with
I'm saying this, the fact that I'm saying this is a problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
If niggas is watching this, like, oh yeah, I mean, she could say it, like, build a bear, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's her right to build a bear, like, she a divine feminine woman, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what more or less is the ideation in reference to what they're talking about. But it's like I'm not even really caring about them personally. I'm more or less taking the words that they're saying and looking at the energy behind the words that they're saying and the normalcy of it is like, yeah, this shit is crazy. Because they said that they are free.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, it's not like I'm having sex with all six of them. If you free, you fuck all six of them. Invite their daddy into it. Like, It don't matter. You free to have sex with whoever you want to have sex with when you want to have sex with. Don't be modest when it comes to the niggas.
Facts.
Because if you ever be modest towards it, then that in essence mean that you are not liberated. you in prison by the male mentality, but then want to be centered around males in reference to them being your friends. But as a man, I tell you, we don't have the capacity to be your friend.
At all.
We just want to
And
be your lover.
just listening to you point out all of these inroads, bro, this just seems exhausting.
Man, I just wish that a woman would, be devoted to me, respect me, and willing to wake up every day to me, win, lose, or draw. I don't want no shit like this in my life, bro. If it ever came across my table, I would look at it and come back home and crank up the 2K.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me up a nice little blizz and get into my fucking franchise. Think I
Mm-hmm.
give a fuck? What the hell? I've been in way worse roads than to be number 5 on a bitch's hit list. That's crazy to me.
That's crazy work, son. Oh, number 5? Hell, my nigga. Like, you're not even the third option, my nigga. Like
You the cuddle buddy.
you the nigga that they get to take the ball out. You know when the ball go through the hoop, there's
Mhm.
always one nigga that always take the ball out. It's the same nigga that you the nigga that take the ball out.
Hey, and the nigga is standing there where the ball will be right there on the ground. He'll stand there and look at your ass to come pick it up and check it out. He'll be right there next to it. If you don't move fast enough, you like, get your ass over here and check ball, nigga.
You get attacked. If you don't move fast enough, you get
Yeah.
attacked.
Yeah. 5-second violation ass niggas, man.
That's
Literally kind of build a bear
Yes.
until you find the one that you really want to be like, okay, I'm good with talking to
I've
y'all.
been used from a man, like in the way I used the model guy. So people don't like that word. We're using someone for everything, right? And when he would come over to me, I love to cook. So I could tell, like, when we would make jokes, he's like, I miss having a girlfriend, you miss having a boyfriend. That admittance of that is like, oh, it's not you. But I kind of liked playing house a little bit. I loved having him come over, eat my meal, or not, it sounded like eat my coochie. Enjoy my
Both
meals, watch TV. No, we didn't have sex. Watch TV with me. We'd cuddle a little bit, and that was just kind of it. And I wondered for a long time, is he not as attracted to me because there's no sex? And I was like, oh, he's just not enjoying or able to enjoy the other woman he's having sex with.
Mm, 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 mm.
I mean, I feel like it's no reflection in the observation in reference to like all right, we friends and we like playing house and all of these particular concepts reference to what we exchanging and the time and energy that we exchanging, but it's like from a woman perspective, it's so many different things. But she don't even know if she entered that door with a trench coat on or with a t-shirt on with no panties under it. And it was like, all right, come in. She cooking them dinner. And she was like, and went into the cabinet and bent over. And the nigga seen a little bit of lip. His mind would be blown. And all of that friendship would be, his head would explode. But if that
Mhm.
was your friend, you would be able to do that. You would be able to just be naked around them, to talk
Mhm.
about all of the, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what friends do. They'll sit in the bathroom for hours and talk about shit. Like,
Yeah,
listen,
y'all can lay in the bed together and he won't try and poke you type
yeah,
shit.
like, you know what I'm saying? Sit it from the side. What it is that the male nature is being suppressed in reference to she like the lust card, you know what I'm saying? The goddess taming the lion, right? Like the
Mhm.
lion, she's so beautiful that a lion won't even bite her ass. She's so goddamn fine.
Mhm.
But that lion's still a lion though. You feel me?
Yeah, it's still eventually gonna do lion shit. Like it's not always gonna be cuddly and cute. You know what I'm saying? That nigga still got sharp teeth. Like he is still a predator at his base. Like he is still a predator. So I think what I would say is if you are speaking to and about women that have never had to be accountable for how they treat men, if they don't have to be held up to any particular standard based off of what it is that they're doing and what it is that they're getting, if they've never had to do that, bro, I think this is what it looks like. Because you never had to be responsible for people that you wanted to sleep with, the people that you got away with sleeping with, the people that
I would just add to that. I would just add to that and say, nigga, you ain't never looked so good that you did some crazy ass shit yesterday and either moved to a different city or stayed in the same city, just went to a different bar, and you look like she looked at the top. Every day is you ever had some money in your pocket, had your fucking hand on the fucking steering wheel, you know what I'm saying? Going to a goddamn get together, you got on a new outfit, some new fucking shoes. You ever felt good, nigga? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I feel good right now.
Yeah, like I'm the shit at this moment. Yeah.
That's a bitch every day.
That's a bitch every single day.
Yeah. So you know how you with that day and the chick was like, oh, okay, Ra, I see you. Looking good today, Ra.
Mm-hmm.
That's a girl every day. Especially a girl like this.
Yeah, she get that in the grocery store with sweats on.
Yeah, so her ability to be with 6 men is a different, it's a different type of way she moving, that her ideology of one day being with one man is crazy in a way that, yes, you will have him, but your quality of treating him a certain type of way in reference to what you could have treated, how you possibly could have treated him, is just crazy. Because, like, fuck it, in the back of your mind, you're thinking about Tom, Dick, and Harry. Let's keep it a buck. You really not telling him everything this 40. You've been at it since you was 16. You're not telling him everything. You're not telling them every experience, and then from there, you just gotta, like, you know what I'm saying, just whatever. I'm just married or whatever the case may be, and that's the relationship. But that shit is a crazy. It's like you buy a brand new car and you smash out all the windows and you paying it like it's a brand new car.
Right? You're still paying top dollar for it.
Yeah. But you could have just gave it to the nigga brand new.
But here's my conundrum, bro. Now that you say it like that, and we starting to flesh this thing out piece by piece. Here's my thing, my question. We all know that women outnumber men just by sheer birth rate, right? I think it's like a ratio of like 3 to 1. And we go past that, then we go into how many men don't even deal with women, and regardless, 101 males for every 100 females.
And so the older you get, the more it rings to be true, because men tend to die earlier and more often.
So with the prison industrial complex, with
shit like that,
the alphabet soup people, with stress, depression,
mental illness,
niggas is number one in depression. Niggas is number one in unaliving themselves. Niggas is number one in being incels. And then you get online and you see a woman talk about how she gets her pick of the litter with 6 different dudes at once.
I got you though. I got you though. Bobby Hemmett said it today. I was listening to a lecture. He said you can't even really, you as a man, and I know it is what it is, right? But you as a man can't complain about the shit. You probably just don't look good enough. Because a bitch will, like, you could be attractive. You can decide to be an attractive man and get all the girls. But you decide to be an ugly nigga and complain that the hoes don't want to be around you. It's your reality. That's your choice.
You chose it.
Listen, I'm gonna do a clip. He said, nigga, Bobby Hemmett said, man, I wore a tracksuit one day. I look like a murderer. I said, I'm gonna do AI and put Bobby Hemmett in a fucking tracksuit and see what the fuck that shit'll look like. Hey, and do the clip under it. Like, yo, this nigga said, the reason why I get the way I get, because I dress the way I dress. I know what works for me. I know what look good on me. I'm not wearing no jeans and no sneakers. Right? So all of this being said, like, I don't feel personally for me because I can do magic.
Facts.
But to the nigga that don't do magic, the nigga who don't know how to inverse his polarity and things of that nature, he don't know how to draw energy, because what you think happened when she orgasmed and she pulled her orgasm energy up through her spine? Where did she get that energy from? Yo ass. Ooh, come for me, daddy. Yep. Why is she saying that? And why is you sleepy? And why is she cleaning the whole house? You wake up to fucking Fabuloso, nigga. Like, what's sandwich? Like, what's going on?
All your shit folded in the drawer, nice and nice. Like, fucking dinner, fucking breakfast is made, nigga. Your shit set out for the next day already. Like, the fuck?
Yeah. So, protect your seed.
You done invigorated her.
You invigorated her. Listen, you got to watch Belquise on American Gods.
Hey, so for me, he doesn't want to touch that. We connected on dates, but it wasn't crazy sexual energy to where we were that comfortable. That person does exist too. The fuck buddy, to me, that becomes the cuddle person, I think everyone starts to get really confused. And I'm not talking about basic cuddling after. When it turns into the sleepovers and maybe a plan after, that's when it gets scary. Because we believe the cuddling after is respect. There's no world where Jared ended up marrying a woman he never respected. Leaving after sex doesn't mean there isn't respect there. It's just sometimes the safeguard for both people. But for some reason, we think if they leave or if we don't get XYZ out of them, we're worthless or we gave up too much of ourselves. Well, you got dick too. So it's weird because
Was that a word salad? Is that a word salad?
It's not a word salad because I'm picking up what she put it down. She's basically saying that women are insatiable in reference to what their needs, because when a woman is attracted to a guy, right? She's attracted to her guy and she gets a guy that she likes, that she's attracted to, right? And so she's stimulated by him. She, her nipples get hard, her vagina get wet, she get goosebumps all over her body. And then, if he good at what he do, he hit her with the foreplay, licking on her toes, licking on the left lip, the right lip, doing the gooch, like doing everything, and then pinning her to the goddamn floor, lifting her up, spinning her around, body slamming her, pow, driving that thing, you know what I'm saying? And then, right, because he is performing to please her thoroughly, right? And then he gets up, right? Because she said, I just want sex. I don't want nothing serious. I just got a relationship. I'm dating 6 men. blah blah blah, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm independent. I got all this shit going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
He gets up, puts on his Timberlands, throws on his Nike tech, says, "All right, yo, I'm out." Lights his blunt, gets in his car, drives off, does what he want to do. You know what he's thinking? Damn, this nigga didn't cuddle with me. And she said,
I
"You
feel
got
so demoralized, bro. Like,
no, you shouldn't because he pleased you in what you wanted. You and I'll tell you the second part to this. If you told that nigga, yo, I want you to cuddle with me, blah blah blah, because that's what I'm really looking for. That nigga be like, all right, but niggas is fucking robots when it comes to a girl that's attractive. Let's just be real.
yes, they are. Because you don't want to fuck nothing up.
You don't want to lose the pretty bitch, the good looking, attractive woman, because you know what's after that.
Mm-hmm. 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 The shame comes.
Chewbacca. No, Chewbacca's. That's what comes after that. Hoes with bad hygiene and shit. You like
Mm-hmm.
you get a good one, you be like, yo, she's fucking crazy, but whatever.
You start going for BBLs. You like, it's the best I can do.
It's the best I can do. Shit smell like tartar sauce, but I'm gonna tough it out.
Hey, that thing out. Like, open up a window.
I guess with accepting the fate thing, it's like knowing what I want could only be this. If I get some extras, cool, but this is what it is. I know I need to have some good carnal sex. That's what it is. That's where I want it to last. That's where I want it to stay. And like even creating that, I think is important.
She said it, bro. She said it. What you just described, she just said it, bro. Good carnal sex. Bro.
But let me tell the guy that's delivering the good carnal sex and he think he doing a good job. It's never enough. Let me talk to the guy that's making 300K and he's a provider and he's a provider in this economy and his wife don't ask for nothing, want for nothing, get everything she want. You're not doing enough because you're dealing with an insatiable person.
Yeah. Yeah, because you could have the 300 grand, but your shit not big enough. Or your shit could be super.
No. Even that. You can have perfect dick, but you work too much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you're the sole provider in a worse economy. This economy is worse than the Great Depression.
Facts.
This economy is worse than the Great Depression. This economy is worse than the Great Depression. This economy is worse than the Great Depression.
And that shit was in 1929.
I'm getting back into it.
For women like us, not putting us together, who, again, there's a gap between what they see themselves doing and what they're actually doing. A lot of that is because of fear. So I'm just curious if you guys feel like you lost anything in pursuit of sexual liberation.
I think early on I lost myself. Like I said earlier, I was doing things for the pleasure of someone else. I was seeking validation from someone else. I was thinking that, back to what we were talking, if I give him the best head of his life, he's gonna like me more.
Whoa. Whoa. Stop.
And then to turn around, like by the time I get 40, I'm gonna meet my husband. But this whole time you was trying to give the best head in the whole fucking city.
To Craig from down the block.
Little Sam and them.
Fucking Leroy from the corner.
down the street. That one nigga down the street. What you do?
You know that one nigga that sit at that same stool at the bar? You know, his shit always paid for. He'll never move. That nigga done paid a bunch of card notes and a bunch of light bills.
Unscrupulous, man.
Yo.
And it's real. It's what they experience. Is what has been validated since the 1950s, and is normal. But the perversion, it keeps becoming more and more perverse. And at the root of it is little boys and little girls. Because at the say for instance, right, as a man, you don't like this behavior, right? And that pulls you away from not necessarily your child, but the woman in reference, because you don't like it, and she don't like that you don't like it, right?
Mhm.
Is she comfortable in this particular space because it is what it is? And we know from history, she taking the kid with her. So boom, that's what it is. So you can't say, like, if a man say, all right, I just want a woman to be devoted to me and love me, in reference to, like, at worst, I might be polygamous, because what's the thing for which they not going to deal with you? Oh, he was a cheater. But I'm polygamy. Like, you can't be polygamy, but we gotta go back to the list. You know what I'm saying?
We gotta revisit the list, bro.
Gotta revisit the list, because you can add shit to the list. You know what I'm saying? They just amended the 14th Amendment. You feel me?
Yeah. Now they talk about the second, so I guess they could retroactively go back. We can too.
Legalization of the pill, as well as other forms of contraception, public nudity, pornography, premarital sex, homosexuality, masturbation, alternative forms of sexuality, abortion. We have to accept these things. You gonna have to accept that you probably gonna deal with somebody that have experienced this. I'm just saying, add polygamy to the list.
Yeah, we might as well just add the whole polyamorous thing to it.
To the whole shit, because that's gonna, I feel like at least that could be something that will allow a person to express their truth, because you give the sexual revolution, right? Sexual liberation, and then you still telling people you're gonna find the one.
Yeah,
You already found the 15. What are we talking about?
You felt that? You felt the 115 times, nigga. Like, how many more times you need to find the one?
Yo. This shit is nuts.
The insanity is that, listen, if you couldn't pick from this pool, this big ass pool, like, what makes you think you're gonna be able to pick from an even bigger pool? Like,
this is too.
And put me on a pedestal and all these things, like, I had the pleasure of someone else. I was seeking validation from someone else.
I love that she's at least partially aware.
Because when I said it, I was mean when I said it. That male validation gonna have you all fucked up. Fuck what a nigga think. Well, I got a daughter. I ain't gonna tell her nothing else, but fuck what a nigga think. You gonna have one husband.
You only need to get it right one time.
Just one time. You don't need to be dibbling dabbling with these niggas. What you think you gonna get out of that? Your nigga not gonna want your experience. I learned how to suck balls from Ray Ray.
Yeah. Who told you how to do it like this? Yeezy told me. Nah. This is not going to be a good conversation. I'm not playing this fucking game with you, bitch. No, listen, man. Oh my God. If you even insinuate in the bed, listen, I can't. You can't.
Let me tell you this trick I learned from this nigga down in Miami. The Miami niggas be putting the girls on to the sex game. They come back, sex different. They got different slang. I told you about the girl. She came back from Miami. I was up in it when she came back. She was like, "Ooh, bust it, baby." But I'm like, you would have never even say that before you went to Miami.
Before.
Who you fuck, Plies?
You had a little Duval in them down.
Like, what happened? Tell me the truth.
Yo.
You got a whole different slang.
This is crazy, bro.
It's real. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm psychic and intuitive, man. I was up in it. I'm like, damn, it's a goddamn nigga with dreads was up in this pussy. I'm like, you fucked a nigga with dreads. They was long. She was like, she looked at me so crazy. I'm like, girl, I'm fucking psychic intuitive.
Word. Like, I knew the minute I saw you, I knew before you got back here that you was giving them yams up. Like,
but see, I knew this shit was so, man, my time in loving women was so hardcore that I said, this is how fucking traumatized I was into the shit. For a long time, I was like, I just want to deal with hoes. Because what's the point of dealing with a girl that's just going to tell me some shit in reference to like a boyfriend, girlfriend, which is sometimes more nastier than a girl selling her box on goddamn Broadway. All that shit you and your boyfriend did for you to end up single. That shit don't read for me, but I'm probably too crazy.
no, you're not.
I was thinking that, if back to what we were talking, if I give him the best head of his life, he's gonna like me more and put me on a pedestal and all these things. Like, I lost myself for a long time in the pursuit of confidence, essentially. Like, it was a false sense of confidence that I wore out to parties and clubs.
Mind you, this is a woman that has a podcast called Horrible Decisions where they glorify horror as in not horrible, like WHORE, where they glorify and they interview people and they talk about all of this sexual shit, not like it's bad, like it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So this honesty is crazy. It's always it's always Future telling niggas, man, I don't even do drugs. Like, that's rich coming from your ass. That's rich coming from your ass. As many niggas has done Percocets and Molly listening to your music for you to say, yeah,
Facts.
drugs is fucked up for real. For you to say, yeah, it was fucked up that I was fucking all of these guys. No, it was fucked up that you made millions of dollars directing women to doing horror shit. You muted.
In a few minutes.
Okay.
Now, what did you say? I'm sorry. Would you say that again?
I was just saying how that horrible decision shit was just crazy for some.
And they rebranded that shit. They did that shit twice.
Oh, it's not Horrible Decisions no more?
No, it is now, but they had a different horror name before that.
Oh wow, that's deep.
Yeah, like this, they're part of the Don't Call Me White Girl camp and Joe Buttons and all of them. Yeah, they all part of the same camp.
Mm-hmm.
But they started out, it was actually 3 of them, and then I guess one of the girls fell out with the other 2 based off of money and dudes, and they split up. But yeah, they've been doing this for about 6 years, bro.
I'm saying you get rich, you get clout, and you wouldn't have a podcast if you was teaching abstinence and it's stupid to have sex. If she had a podcast and her podcast was like this,
pursuit of confidence, essentially. Like, it was a false sense of confidence that I wore out to parties and clubs. And yes, I had the personality, but maybe I didn't look as the part. And so I lost myself a lot. And now I feel like I've gotten that back through like just being more confident with what I like and how I want to pursue my partners or.
You know what that is?
What's that?
That's squeezing the toothpaste
Oh, yeah.
back in the tube. Because that's easy to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't literally put squeezed out toothpaste back into the tube in the same way it was before. It's over. You know what I'm saying? So you feeling like you changed for the better. The reality, like, bro, this shit been going on since the 1950s. So I sound crazy. That's 70 years of telling women that once you feel like putting toothpaste back in a toothpaste tube, you can.
Yeah. As soon as you figure out how you can do that shit, go right ahead.
And I'm saying to anybody, you young man, you shouldn't waste your time and your energy with nobody under no circumstance. I seen a meme today that said, "Man, I just wish I could unmeet so many people."
Facts. Super facts.
The sexual liberation, the highway to having sex, is nothing that you're going to get from it in reference to your overall goals. These women is literally telling you that at the end of it all, I want to get married. But in the meantime, in the between time, all they can really say is that they have sexual partners. They can't really say in full honesty that they're going to get what they want to get out of a long-term relationship because that time ain't here yet. So it's like waiting for and looking forward to it in a sense where she got a husband, but let's be real, because Shan looked the way that she looked.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody really want to talk about shit like that. And I'm wrong for saying it. So let me just act like I didn't say it.
What we want to partake in, but that's what I would say I lost in during that search.
I want to ask about that because you always hear the story of the woman who was sexually liberated, did her thing, had her whole phase, enjoyed it, who then finds a partner, finds God, finds insert here, and now is like, if I could give advice to younger women, it would be don't. Respect yourself, love yourself.
I don't think that that's the advice I would give. I'll be honest with you too. Like even with the rebrand, right? When we started Horrible Decisions, we wore the whore badge proudly. Like we have the whore high.
What I tell you, bro. This is not even their first time around.
Said I'm gonna rebrand it and wear the whore badge proudly.
That's actually.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, like, is that actually a thing?
No, it's literally like I know the question is what's up with women who make a mistake and try to correct it within the youth versus women who don't. And she's saying, no, you shouldn't prevent women from going through the whole phase. You should lean into it. Even though the show is a double entendre, horrible decisions mean it's a horrible decision to be a whore. Of course it is.
Duh. or it's twofold. You're a whore and you're making horrible decisions. Like
Exactly. And within itself. Yeah, because they could have been two classy ladies podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Two ladies that's marketing geniuses, which they are, right?
Mm-hmm.
The marketing genius podcast, like whatever, right? Nah, fuck that. Horrible decisions. Let's rebrand. We need some shit that's gonna make us some money.
We need to be horribler. What?
Yeah, we need to be horrible. Let's be horrible. Ooh, that's a good name, bitch. We horrible. Ooh, like
you trying to make a double negative, a triple negative? What?
Like, come on, y'all. The whore hive What is we doing, man?
Horrible decisions. We wore the whore badge proudly. Like, we have the whore hive. Like, it was a word that we essentially wanted to reclaim. Unfortunately, with the reversal of Roe v. Wade and all these motherfuckers trying to take away our rights and autonomy, I think that we're even down the rabbit hole even further of what.
You know what that is? Is when you take the goalposts, it's at the end zone.
You put that
Move
shit
it
in.
to hell. She said, at the end of the day, they reverse Roe v. Wade. So, you know, we rebranded and they reverse Roe v. Wade. They stripped women of our autonomy. We wasn't talking about Roe v. Wade. We was talking about horrible decisions and how it was bad for, like, it was a facade. You was seeking male validation. You had false confidence. But should you tell women, little girls, to do it? Absolutely.
Yeah, I think women like this are probably serial killers. No, I'm being serious. Like, how many
I
do you think
understand.
she had? Like, how many you think she had? If you had to guess.
I look at it as the same gratitude as if we was talking about Jeffrey Dahmer or like you know, Hannibal Lecter or some shit like that. Like I value life so much. I value children so much. I love my little daughter, bro. Like, bro, that's crazy. Like just the thought of that, like, bro, that's so, like, bro, that is so crazy. A precious life.
That's out of this world. When
And
think
you
about
normalizing it and you live in, like, I don't have no judgment toward no human being. I just have the love for my babies. That's just like, the love for my babies, bro. Regardless of who I am or what I got or what I don't got, how, bro, like I said, I wish I had a dad in my life because sometimes I need guidance in raising these motherfuckers. Meaning that it's not easy, but life without these niggas, fuck that. You feel me?
What it looks like to be labeled as that. And I think as a woman seeking her own sexual liberation, and what it really means is freedom and power to remove yourself from all stigmas and all labels that patriarchy has wanted to give us, right? And so for me, where I thought it would be an empowering word, it's one of those words that we as women, I don't think we'll ever get to reclaim, unfortunately. And so that title,
You gave up.
it's not a badge to wear that anymore. However, to feel free and to feel powerful and to be able to express to a man no, and to say, actually,
Oh, so you just want to be able to tell who you want to tell no. You don't really necessarily want to tell a nigga no. You just want to be able to tell whoever you feel like telling no.
And I would say it's not sexual liberation, it's common sense. I'm not gonna fuck her, but I might fuck her. It don't mean I'm liberated. It means that I got common sense and I got a taste and I'm attracted to certain people and I'm not attracted to certain people.
Simple common deduction that you just made. Simple deduction.
It ain't a big deal. Hoes out here 2025 coming into a realization in reference to the body count at the end of the day. And it's like you gotta reconcile that shit because the truth is you only gotta get it right once. And it's not to say that I did that, but I'm not gonna lie to motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lie to my daughter. Yeah, go ahead. Fuck with these niggas. It don't matter. That's gonna be detrimental. It's gonna be the worst decision you make, daughter. When you decide my dad's stupid, I'm about to go fuck with these niggas, which you got the right to do with this shit. Of course you can do it, but that's gonna be you crashing out, in my opinion. Do I love you no less? No. Do I retrieve or retract my love? No. I'm just telling you what it is. Fucking these niggas is a bad decision. That's not even a hot take.
It's not even a hot take. Like you. Oh my gosh. You're never gonna get to a place where you're gonna say, you know what, I busted down for a lot of real ones. It's
Nah, you never gonna get.
never been a conversation.
You're not gonna be on your deathbed like Jerome Dick show was good.
That nigga had me covered so many times. Like, what?
At least I'm dying knowing I fucked Jerome's ass. Like, come on, man. It's not that serious. It's not that serious. So and really everybody knows it's not that deep. But I think the mysterious layer here is the insatiability of male validation in reference to the type of man you can get, which is the type of man that's going to take you out, that's going to cuddle with you, that's going to do positive things, right?
Mhm.
And so you bombard yourself with positive energy, but when you study the Kabbalah, what does that create? Imbalance. Imbalance of what? Positives. It's like if I have a magnetic charge and I just overload that magnetic charge with positive charges.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
That's
not
not going to
attracted.
be a good charge.
Nah, I gotta have for every positive charge, I gotta have a negative charge.
Yeah, it has to go. It has to be a symbiotic connection.
Right. So what's the issue? If you get in 6 things from 6 niggas, guess what you have to do to balance out that energy? You gotta give the equivalent back to those 6 niggas. Now this shit looks a little sketchy and scary to you now,
Yeah,
don't
you gotta bust it open for a real 6 niggas. Like you gotta bust it open for all of them. You gotta bust it down for a real one for all 6 of them.
and you know what come with that? Emotions, feelings, mental. It's not reality. So what then you want is an out of balance thing that have been given to you because these people are Kabbalists and they are dark Kabbalists. So they know it's easy to throw niggas out of order. Just give them positive charges. Now nigga
Mm-hmm.
want Balenciaga, nigga want Montclair, nigga want Jordans, niggas want Gucci, niggas want Prada, niggas want Robin jeans, niggas want North Faces, niggas want headbands, niggas want goggles, niggas want shades, niggas want Cardis, niggas want Buffies, niggas want chains, niggas want APs, niggas want Rolexes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your brain
Niggas
is
want
fucked up.
artificial lips. Niggas want artificial asses and artificial titties and yep.
BBLs.
Mm-hmm.
The Kabbalists have said positive charge, positive charge. And the nigga said, if we don't have a bunch of positive charges, we don't know. But see, they don't understand with every positive charge come a negative charge. So you could actively get that if you knew the negative polarity. But then that's where you get into, I just want to live a simple life. Why? Because I'm not willing to sacrifice so much to get that shit. I don't want to fucking kill my closest relative to get a mansion.
I'm not shooting in the gym with you niggas. Like I am not getting up at 4:30 in the morning to run these sprints. Not doing that.
I'm not about to play Squid Games. Get $1
Not
million.
doing. Nah, we're not doing that. We're not doing it.
You leverage what energy you can leverage to get what you can get, and you play the game. It's like going to work. You know,
And that's the new age trap too, like you said. What do they advertise when they get online? When they get online saying all this shit, they usually start out with, if you got anything negative to say, you could take that over there, or you can keep that to yourself. We only want positive energy over here. How many times you hear that on the internet every day?
all the time.
This is how I receive pleasure. If you can't do that, I'm fine. Me not changing myself to appease a man or to be more likely for him to select me. That's power. That's liberation.
Where you at?
I don't Yeah, I'm on that side of the street where you were telling me about how it's never ever been about how the man feels or how you are particularly treating any man. Like it's always just been about what you can get from the man, and that's it. And if I could string a bunch of these niggas together to make one big man, then that's what I'm going to do.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it's not. I feel like it's one of the most painful things that you're gonna have to deal with and process. So no matter what you do in life, you have to really sit back and reflect and think about if you are being like treated normal, right?
Hmm.
In any space, right? Cause like if you perform and things of that nature, like your life, you gonna want to sit back and somebody to say, congratulations, or I'm proud of you, or I see what you're doing, and in that in this world, like you're not gonna really get that. So, like and it's not, and I'm not talking about underachievers. The fucked up part is for the high achievers, for the people that's taking care of people, that's putting food on the table, like and doing the best that they can do and more. You never get a chance to sit back and reflect. It's like people expect what they expect from you more
Regardless.
more than you are able to even give them, for one, and for two, when you start feeling like, all right, I just want to just be myself, it's a problem.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like it's
Yeah,
a real problem.
it's almost like we're at this point now where niggas need to not only have a strong subset of boundaries, niggas need to lead with their boundaries. Like it's almost at a point where it needs to be like, yeah, well, I'm gonna need you to jump through eight of these hoops before I even think about taking you seriously. It's almost like as the nigga, you gotta withhold the dick. Like I don't see any other recourse. Right? Yeah, she might be able to get it from X, Y, and Z. Yeah, and she can. She can. But she can't get yours when she wants to. And that's gotta matter. Like the only way I see any of this balancing out is when the man takes back his masculine power. And what does that even look like, big bro? I don't know. I don't
I
even
mean,
know what
like I
it looks.
said, in studying the Kabbalah is very simple. It's not like, so where we are at as a people, as a society. That's why I just been really just like chilling, but like really understanding it, because it's extremely effective, right? To be able to understand your goal as masculine, where you strong physically but you weak spiritually. So you
Mhm.
become submissive spiritually, you become receptive spiritually. Women are receptive on earth, but they are stronger spiritually and astrally and
Mhm.
emotionally. Men are stronger physically and mentally, but are
Period.
weaker emotionally and spiritually. So
Mhm.
learning how to inverse your polarity to be whole is the only thing that you have to do. And so, what Bobby Hemmett said earlier, Bobby Hemmett said it, and Alex Jones said it too. He said, they both said in a different way, but the same way. The more you study, the more you start to realize that it's nothing that haven't been said before.
Mhm.
And Adam and Eve is the perfect example of, they're not talking about Adam and Eve, they're talking about masculine energy and feminine energy. They're talking about the Kabbalah.
Mm-hmm.
And understanding the Garden of Eden and getting kicked out is through the modality of sex. So when
Mm-hmm.
people devalue relationships, when people devalue sex, they also prioritize in the matrix. Because the
Facts.
only thing that's going to free you is
It's
balance,
mhm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
masculine and feminine. But this world's so fucked up, it's not even that. People mad that you even referencing masculine and feminine. Motherfuckers want to learn about shit and do shit single because
Mm-hmm.
the thing that they doing is going to free them, but y'all not being taught the basic tenets of just life, which is sex and relationships. This shit so cooked that, motherfuckers have liberated themselves into a mental prison.
Mm-hmm. AKA incels.
For real, in a cell within. You go up for another video, or you about to bang out?
I'm I got the next 2 days off and my shift is over. Let's do
All right. So you want to do the sexual liberation one, or you want to go to the elder?
it. Let's go to the other one. Oh right, no, 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 no. Stay on that one because we had two. We had two under the sexual liberation, right?
For sure.
Yeah, stay on that.
That's a little shorter, and I'm gonna up the playback speed.
You want to sleep with someone, doing it because you want to do it, and really knowing what you want. Like even when we were talking about, right, the casual partners, I think that's the problem with a lot of women. They're like, yeah, I just want to use him for dick, and then he comes over, and you realize, no, bitch, you want to be held, you want a hug, you want a man to rub you on your forehead. There actually are more things that you want, and now liberation to you only looks like dick. Liberation doesn't look like asking for all of those other things you actually want, which is what leaves you feeling completely empty.
But sexual liberation.
I feel like the longer you let them talk, the more they tell they tell the truth, but they also contradict themselves. It's like that's different from six niggas in the build a bed. Now you talking about being hell, bitch. Like, what is what is we doing here?
Yeah. So yeah, it's not. So that's what the Kabbalah teaches too. It teaches Dion Fortune. She was like, basically, I'm paraphrasing. She's like, yeah, so people go through life, and then she's basically talking about spiritual systems, but you could correlate it to life with no understanding. So if you have no understanding, you're left with a misunderstanding, right? And that misunderstanding is a lack of a foundation of principle. So I would always correlate that to a car. And it's like, yeah, this car got 17 batteries and it connects to different positives and negative charges. It starts sometime, but eventually it'll have one battery with a positive and negative charge, and then it'll start. But it'll take it to the time it get to 40 for you to get rid of all the extra batteries and the extra wires. Yeah, but it'll just sit here for 20 years. But I tell you, eventually we'll get to it. Like, that don't make no sense. If you know that the car only need a battery and it's a positive and a negative charge, then everything you do is set up in that format because the plant is doing that format. The fucking dog is doing that format. The dolphin is doing that format. The tree, the
Mhm.
stars, the rocks, the water.
Everybody.
It's just
It's all
simple.
doing the same shit.
Right. And your grandma did it, your great grandma did it, you know what I mean? Grandpa did it, whatever the case may be. But in this particular generation, we can do it with 17 batteries and 15 cords.
Yeah, yeah. These niggas in 2025 trying to reinvent the wheel. We already got a wheel.
That's a perfect analogy.
should exist in its own though.
Yeah,
because
for sure.
To me, I agree. Like, if you do want to be held and not sex, it isn't sexual liberation. Sexual liberation to me is someone like you even saying bondage and submission. That's very specific. That is being sexually liberated. It's not someone that just wants to fuck. You may not even have sex being tied up. You may get it from that, which most people in the BDSM community find to be the most thrilling. The release of it, the tying up, like it's almost a foreplay, and again, the sexual energy. But I think gaining power and knowing what you want and dating, or even for yourself, is different from sexual liberation. Because you got to think, a lot of people that would read this book are going to figure out how to ask for threesomes, anal sex, how to be more specific about not having orgasms, things like that, how to do things on their own. But I would tie what you were asking for though to both, because it's
like, how deep does the debauchery go, bro? Holy fuck.
like, I'm a normal girl. Hey, can I just be cuddled? But I also do want this. It's tough because accepting the fate, like what you want may not look like the perfect package. Do you know how hard it is to find a fuck buddy that you can cuddle with? She didn't even get that way when she married him. Like, it's
hard.
tough.
It is
Like,
tough.
then they become your man. It's like, there's a lot of pressure. Once I started getting to a place where,
But can I ask you, how do you feel liberated in settling for someone that's not giving you what you want?
Wait a second, bitch. Hold the fuck up. She said sexual liberation would be BDMC, but the BDS, I said BDMC. I was just Run DMC's little cousins. But anyway. She said that liberation was the release from restraint or bondage, correct?
Yes.
Well, no, she said that sexual liberation would be like BDSM, but within liberation is the release from restraint or bondage, in which I guess it sounds.
It's the thrill of it, she pointed out.
Yeah, but that's like correlating a sexual kink in reference to being free. How do you become free to have sex how you want to have sex?
But your first decision is to be tied up without the opportunity to escape.
Yeah, that sounds like you need to do some shadow work because that's
all shadow work as far as I'm concerned. Like, hold up, bitch. Like, you want me to scare you to death? Whoa, wait a minute.
and settling for it with sex.
Like, how is there a liberation if I'm a woman and I want casual sex, but at the end, all you got to do is just lay there with me for 10 minutes, and he's like, yeah, no, I ain't got that for you.
Gonna be honest,
How does a woman find?
minutes?
I'm just in a space where I don't think that the knowledge of the cuddling is there. And if the knowledge was there, the dude would be more into it. But I think it's like retroactive. Like at the podcast, you thinking about like, damn, I wanted to be cuddled, but only person that knew that was you. It wasn't like a broadcast in reference to the art of cuddling, which like my wife all the time says she want to cuddle. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So weird to not say it is my thing.
But well, what I'm saying is, and it could be, I used to only want 5-10 minutes. Bro, don't just get up, put your clothes on and leave. So what I'm saying is, how is a woman who may just want a little bit of aftercare, which is what we talk about, especially with any sort of BDSM that doesn't even involve sex. How do I feel liberated as a woman if I'm accepting crumbs or just pieces of what I want and not?
You have to accept that sex that you're asking for isn't crumbs. Like, if you want to get fucked, but it comes with a asking for isn't crumbs. Like, if you want to get fucked, but it comes with a
Why she say it like that? If you want to get booked, like you don't even really say. You're not even saying it like you said it before. For real, you saying it like you don't really.
Like you don't really believe it type shit.
Like it's just kind of like
Crumbs or just pieces of what I want and not.
You have to accept that sex that you're asking for isn't crumbs. Like, if you want to get fucked.
So that's Kabbalistically out of order when you are the negative polarity where the sex wants you, but you gotta ask for something that you want. It's like the wind blowing. You like, I want wind to blow on me.
It's like she said, it's a caveat. Like you have to have it with the caveat. So that means it's not necessarily the thing itself. It's what you get with the thing.
Right, because and this is why she can have 6 dudes doing everything, but wait, we don't have sex because what I really want is to go out to eat. What I really want is to go travel. What I really want is to cuddle. Right, like I want all of these other things besides
suck some blood. Use a fucking vampire, bitch. That's what use a fucking vampire. Like that's what we get into, bitch. Use a vampire.
But it comes with a caveat. That might be.
Go ahead.
No, I was just thinking, like, is it oblivious when you could talk so matter-of-factly and nonchalantly about the male, but be so matter-of-factly about what it is that you want from them too at the same time? Like, can those two things coexist at the same time?
I mean, they can coexist, but it's just ironic to me that we live in a world where we can't be mutually like
Beneficial
even exactly like even me saying it make perfect sense in my mind, but the reality of the situation based upon like so the real catch-22 to all of this is like men are destined for a sexual liberation too.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Because we were vilified. We were vilified for the whole cheating concept since the beginning of time. Right? And their get back was the idea of being able to be sexually liberated. All right, so now we even. So there has to be another domino to fall after that now.
Exactly. That's just simple. That's just simple mathematics.
Something you need to negotiate. But knowing that you're just asking for sex, adding the extras on top is something to me that surpasses just asking for the sex.
Not as a la carte.
When I got super for real.
She said
like, I mean, that's what I just said. Like, if you just ask for the things that you want out of a man's gonna tell you yes or no. But within the paradigm of you liking a dude, generally, you know what I'm saying? Like, just depending on the type of dude, he might.
If you are afraid of his response and you're concerned about his rejection, aka whatever trauma you had from people smashing your cheeks and leaving the house right away, right? If you're concerned about those two things, yeah, then that is going to thwart anything else anyway, because you're already thinking about that before the act is even over. Is he going to get up and leave?
10 minutes after, a la carte, bitch, that's an add-on. It's gonna cost you a little bit more.
You can definitely say to someone like, hey, like, totally want to keep it casual, but I am a cuddler, and see their response. That will probably get you what you want right there.
Would you have sex casually with a guy knowing that you like head? Would you have casual sex with a guy who's like, yeah, but I don't do that?
Yes, if the dick is good. If I just want dick.
Bro, we are just body parts anymore. That's it.
Get you what you want right there.
Would you have sex casually with a guy knowing that you like head? Would you have casual sex with a guy who's like, yeah, but I don't do that?
Yes, if the dick is good. If I just want.
She answered that quick as hell. I was like, yes, the dick is good.
And Shirley was like, yeah, that's where I'm at with it too.
Would you have casual sex with a guy who's like, yeah, but I don't do that?
Yes, if the dick is good. If I just want dick.
How are you liberated by a man then telling you no?
I see what
I
you
ain't gonna
mean.
do what you want. Like
I probably
that
wouldn't go for
that
it.
that to me removes the power. If I'm sitting here wanting what I want, and you telling me to go out and get it, and then I meet a guy.
Oh, so it's about power. See, we let them talk long enough, my nigga. They gonna tell us. So this is not even about satisfaction, my nigga. This is about leverage and the power dynamic. Holy fucking shit. Now I feel liberated. You know what I'm saying? Like now I feel liberated because I know in my mind what I was thinking is right and exact.
I'm sitting here wanting
what
what.
you was preaching is right and exact, right? You said it don't matter if your shit is 12 inches, bro. She's still gonna find a problem.
What, and I'm not a genius, right? So I would just ask Google, what can satisfy an insatiable nature? An insatiable nature characterized by a constant and unquenchable desire is a common human experience that is difficult to fully satisfy. While basic needs like food and shelter can be met, the desire for more, whether in wealth, status, or other areas, often persists, ultimately finding contentment and cultivating gratitude for what one has rather than focusing on endless acquisition can help mitigate the feeling of insatiability. But ultimately, these tools that are needed to deal with this particular nature is not found within this particular collective, right? It needs to be a voice of reason within this particular yap because it's like, yeah, you might not like it, but what's the point in referencing to the things that what you want at an insatiable level, in an imaginary level? Like, bro, you're not like what AD was talking about in the Discord earlier. You're not in competition with nothing
At all.
You're not competing with the sex toy. You're not competing with the other guys. You're not you're not you're not you're not you're not even in the ranking. You got to create your own path with this
Mhm.
shit. You got to cultivate something within yourself that's so arcane and so profane that you transform and alchemize your energy totally. And that's good
Mhm.
because now you can focus on yourself and focus on your soul. Because you're not going to satisfy insatiability.
It's
To it,
impossible.
first date, what you grateful for, right? Not what you want. What you want. And that's a hard thing to communicate to somebody because I'm not saying that you can't get what you want, but I'm trying to put you in the vehicle to get it. What you want
Mhm.
and how you
It's not
get it is two
necessarily
different.
relevant. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
Your
you
ability to
ultimately
be
have to build up to a point to determine what it is that you exactly want anyway. You can't determine what
exactly.
you want from your eyes. Like it has to be an internal thing. It has to come from within in order for you to determine that you actually want it. You can't just want it just because you see it. That's not going to fix anything. Yeah, ChatGPT said the same thing. Said it says insatiable often stems from a disconnection from the self or the divine, mistaking internal stimuli, sex, power, food, money, validation for internal wholeness, a wounded inner child, fragmented archetypes, and a drowned shadow aspect. Like you said, shadow work is needed.
I'm about to do something real quick. I'm about to play this video. I'll be
Mhm.
right back.
Mhm.
What I want. And you telling me to go out and get it. And then I meet a guy and he's only willing to give me bits and pieces of what I want. That reminds me of accepting crumbs. And I accepted it in a relationship, but in casual sex, I know that's where I felt like, damn, I feel unfulfilled. I think nothing felt worse than leaving a relationship, receiving that intimacy, and feeling mad at myself.
Yo. All right, man.
But I'm just saying, all I heard.
And man, check out the Discord. Make sure y'all spam the Discord because I put out an article today I've been working on for like the past week. It's in reference to some of my best work, but people might not even understand it. And it's so deep that I literally had to like decompress. Like I can't even be deep today. But I'm working on that astrology article. I'm gonna post that in the morning, do a video in the morning, and then a day after that, I'm gonna work on that well, I'm already finished with the Chakma video. I just gotta shit's so deep that I can't even like spirit told me like you need to just round yourself off because ain't no sense in going so deep that you drown. So
Yeah,
I
that
and I,
Kabbalah is perfect, dog.
yeah, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying about anything besides learning because who am I? You know what I'm saying? I don't owe niggas nothing. You feel me? Um, it's real shit that's taking place though, and if we don't understand this Kabbalah, we not really understand this shit from my understanding. So shout out to Bana. But man, we got one more video to react. Make sure y'all like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because man, you're not gonna hear perspective like this. You're not gonna laugh like this. Everybody is watered down, trying to make that $40. You know what I'm saying? Trying to monetized on YouTube and shit, So
Sell they soul for clicks and views.
yeah, man. The elder lays belt to ass. Let's get into it.
Heard since I've been listening was money. That's all I heard. But I'm just saying, all I heard since I've been listening was money. That's all I heard. It's okay to go and have a career. I get it, but I ain't heard nothing about y'all prioritizing a family. That's disturbing to me. A family. I did hair for 25 years. I retired. I mean, a lot of these careers you're not even going to be in. I can call medical doctors right now, 2 of them that quit the industry. So we keep talking about, I want to go be this ride and die. Most of our businesses fail within the first year or two. I'm just tired of all the capping that we do on these panels. We ain't got money like that. It may be a very few.
Nah, sis said she tired of all the capping.
She said she tired of all the capping, bro. She said, y'all know y'all broke right goddamn now. So everybody can't have money. Everybody can't have it, bro. So what is everybody talking about?
It's the CIA did a good job, man.
Of us that do well, and I get it, sisters, I get it. But please stop acting like it's a majority. We need men, and men need us. I don't know why. Get you a man. I don't care if he make $50,000 a year. It's $50,000 more.
I think if you have a plan or a mission, that's different. I feel like there's some men that believe that they are leaders and they're not showing that they actually are. So I think, so I understand, like, I feel like every man do deserve the submission, but where's the leadership when it comes to those men?
Well, can I
You
ask you
want
this
us
real
to
quick,
sit,
Victoria?
but I understand that we definitely have to like choose and pick, of course. Like if we're getting married, we have to choose and pick the right man to lead us. I get that. But
Got it.
I'm
So
talking about the men. Go
if
ahead. I'm
you
sorry.
if you
Go ahead.
marry a man, and I never got to answer the original question, worthy of submission. I believe all men are worthy of submission. When we're talking about a married couple, we're not talking about submitting to a boyfriend. We're talking about this is your
Okay.
Okay,
husband.
yeah. I
You
think the
chose
husband
this.
is completely different. Yeah, because we
Okay.
Right.
chose that
Right.
marriage.
Because
So I
y'all said
understand
all
that.
men. So we're only talking
Yeah,
about
I think we're
married
talking
men
about all
deserve
men.
submission.
Well,
Is
I
that
don't
the
think it
question?
applies unless you're married because there's principles. Where submission came from is from married couples. It didn't come from boyfriend and girlfriend or fornication.
But there's a lot of men that are boyfriends that want their woman to submit to them. So I thought we're talking about all cases, not just married. Because
Well,
common
I
sense,
get it. If
if we
if the
want this man to
intention,
lead us and he's our husband, common sense, we want to lead. We want him to lead because he's the husband. You know what I'm saying? So that's
well,
kind of
yeah, the
like,
principles didn't
yeah.
compensate. The principle, it is a principle, and it was backed by divine order and an actual a biblical tradition. It didn't compensate for hookup culture, fornicating, or situationships in it. It was strictly for the covenantal union. So a lot of people
So we're
try to.
just focusing on the marriage. We're not
We
focusing
should,
on
we
no.
should, and what
Yeah, I know
happened?
we should. I definitely agree with that. But we're not talking about the other things that is happening in society.
So we gonna clean up, but it's dirt. So let's just not clean up because it's already dirt out here in other houses.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
No. So we just gonna keep adding shit to the pot. So he can't answer the first question. So we just gonna add some more on top of that. We're gonna put another question around the corner. As soon as he come up around the side, he got another question.
So the topic is submission, and the guy is saying you should submit to all men, and the women obviously don't want to deal with that. So they're gonna throw in the extra goalposts of saying, well, what about the things that's already happening? Why
Mhm.
should we submit to those guys? But I don't I wouldn't never really say that I want somebody to submit to me. That's just weird to me. Like in a sense where I'm not getting off on nobody submitting to me under no level.
Yeah, you
Um
can't lead with that.
yeah, that's weird. I don't I don't even like it when it's happening because it's like, what if you don't like me tomorrow? What was all
That's
this for? You know what I
that's a
mean?
fact. Yeah, I hate the TikTok memes where the woman is bringing her husband the plate and she's bending down on her knees and she's
Mhm.
putting the
Yeah, that's
handkerchief.
that's
This,
OD to me because like
come on, bro.
I'm not God, man. I don't even want to be God. You know what I'm saying? That's a hell
That's
of a responsibility that I can't handle. But you
because I
know,
can't sleep with all y'all niggas cribs. I swear to God, I can't.
yeah, I'm not about to do that. I'm not even about to watch y'all crash out or nothing.
At
I just
all.
want basic respect, basic kindness. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I think submission is just kind of like a trigger word, and we don't even get to nothing real because once again, niggas get real high and mighty and referencing the Bible, but we know that that shit was edited, rebroadcasted, reflipped, used to enslave black people, used to colonize the whole entire planet. Give us the land, we'll give you the Bible, and niggas
Mm-hmm.
get high and mighty and start referencing and reference to relationships, but I sort of kind of agree with the young lady in sense like we don't need to be talking about marriage because we're not doing that.
At all. At least not at least not at respectable numbers.
Nah, what's the marriage statistics?
I know it's more than a 60% clip at divorce. I'm not sure how that breaks down race wise, but
Well, according to Google, Black Americans have the lowest marriage rates compared to other major racial and ethnic groups in the US, with only about 31% of black adults currently married. So the real shit, like niggas is just giving out game and just really just vibing and shit like that. But the real shit is that niggas shouldn't even talk about nothing else but relationships because ain't none of us know shit about marriage. 31% is a zero. Like that's you not
Yeah,
imagine if you got a test and you got a 30% on that motherfucking test. That's worse than an F. Like
yeah. Point three is never a good look, no matter where you put that at.
especially when 48% of people, so that's what I was thinking about when she said that stat of like 80% of people gonna find somebody. Like that's kind of like, yeah, I ain't shorty, but I
Yeah,
get it.
she's
But
being super generous. She's being
yeah,
super generous.
so but if submission is a concept in reference to marriage, then shit, we shouldn't even be talking about it because black people, this look like a black panel to me. Um,
Mhm.
we don't need to be talking about submission, but I'll let them rock.
Because
No,
I'm not gonna lie, y'all. A lot of men will
just
say that. Well, I have to see that you're a wife before I make you a wife. So a lot of men expect you to submit before you become a wife.
Well, I
So
think
that's what I'm saying. I'm speaking from the perspective of if these people are dating, because like I don't disagree with Naomi, but because Naomi spoke on she's submitting to her husband, a man that has like he's valid, he's valued, he deserves it. But I thought we were coming from a place of like, are they just in a relationship and we're saying X, Y, and Z? Like,
So
I need a little bit
and
more.
that's where it's kind
let's
of
not forget to let
fragile.
Bo get her comments in.
Oh, go ahead. Whoever
Go
needed.
ahead, Bo. Talk to me, pretty girl.
Well, hello. I've been listening for a while, and I do believe that men today. No, I don't. I do not believe that men today need submission because I think that submission is extremely harmful to women. I do think that they deserve cooperation. I think that they deserve compromise. Yes, because that's what every relationship deserves. But submission, as the definition says,
Cooperation and compromise. So knee deep into a relationship that's centered on compromise, from my experience, is not good because there is no leader that determines which side of the compromise is balanced and like y'all feel like y'all on equal footing. Generally, when two people want two separate things, it's going to create tension, and in that particular tension, there is no real compromise. And the reason that I say that is because 31% of black people are married in reference to these fake compromises or these fake meet in the middles that don't get you to the point of, and I feel this is completely on the man's responsibility to be a leader and figure out how to be a leader. And the easiest way for a man to become a leader is to have his father in his life. So, how can we support these next generation of men that are coming up? Is to make sure that their father is active in their lives so they can learn how to be great men. And if their dad is a loser, right, we got to really get into the science of whose fault that is. But I digress.
Yeah, you hit it, bro. Because I don't think we've ever made it to a point where the system is going to allow for us to keep the nuclear family intact. I think that was the whole entire purpose of the sexual liberation.
I
Honestly.
agree. I agree. And good job because black people went from the most married to the least married in a generation.
hmm And actually ended
absolutely
up
not. That
bragging.
Say that again.
I said, and actually ended up bragging about the shit.
yeah, through these, particular podcasts and these particular, ideologies and stereotypes in reference to black men that don't have no statistical backing. Because then when you do the statistics, what the CDC did in reference to black fathers showed that black fathers perform the most. Just Google black fathers and CDC. A CD study revealed that black fathers are more likely to be involved in daily activities with their children than white or Hispanic fathers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just saying, like, niggas will say black fathers never be in their kid's life with a straight face.
Yes, they will.
But
Yes, they will.
statistics don't back that. So that means that that's a stereotype.
Mm-hmm. It's not
That means
only a
that it's a
stereotype,
ritual.
it's also a manipulation.
I mean, it's a ritual. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it's what you want. If you get into stereotype, you will get into ritual based upon the goddamn etymology of the word. But I mean, black men are good fathers, but society won't never let you, you know, wear that flag.
Mm-mm.
It's dumb. But I do have just a few questions for Naomi, if I can. How long have you been married?
I'm not married.
I feel like it's about to be a homonym. I'm just throwing that out there.
Oh, okay. Um,
I'm divorced. I have full
oh,
custody of my
okay.
children.
Okay. What in your previous marriage, you did not have to answer this question.
No,
Were
you
you
go
ever
ahead.
asked to give up your businesses by your husband?
So, in my previous marriage, I was asked to give up one, and I did.
Hmm.
It was a nonprofit that I had started for autism because our oldest son was autistic.
Okay. You didn't need that business for your livelihood though, right?
Um, no, to be honest, it was
Okay.
more of a nonprofit.
Gotcha.
It was It
Um,
Works.
has any other woman on the panel been asked to give up a business for their husband?
Okay.
And so, but Laisha, you got a different situation because you get to stay home and your man pays the
And
bills.
guess
So,
what? Guess what though? That is the biggest flex of all. It's very easy to say because she had that luxury, like she just said. What
yeah.
people don't understand is like I hate to sound classist because I'm not. For the most part, I love everybody, but it is a privilege to be to what men classify as submission. It does come with a price tag because it's a privilege. If you don't have the luxury of being able to, like she said, give up that business because that's not a part of your livelihood, hell no, he can't ask you to do that.
So I've been having a working theory on liberal minded, feminist minded ideologies and what they focus on and why they seem so enthusiastic. But to me, they just generally miss the point is because they focus on what happened and they never focus on why it happened. Very simple, but if you listen to it, it's always rooted in what's going to happen and not
Mm-hmm.
why it happened. So
Yes, no root understanding, just the depiction of the results.
right, and completely enthralled with the conversation surrounded by what happened
Mm-hmm.
or what
Mm-hmm.
might happen, as if to say like you are not a co-creator in the ultimate results of the thing, whether it be a relationship, which in reference to that man is real simple. I mean a man, because what I've noticed is that the negative emotions and energies towards men is usually circulated in reference into liking boys and dealing with boys and getting boy treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
My sons, they boys. And if a girl ever date them, oh my God, they about to they about to get hell.
You gonna fuck your life up bad.
It's not even do not recommend that. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is stupid. telling you.
It's not their fault.
I don't know.
We get our intellect later.
Yeah, it come late. You gotta be 42. At this
We was
stage
late
of the
to the
game,
party. Word.
at this stage of the game, ain't nothing but wrecking balls. So yeah,
Word.
I get it. But like I'm saying, when you deal with a man, it's a different frequency that like requires input.
Mm-hmm.
Like a man realized like I need to be treated a certain way, but that's the root. They not enthusiastic about the root. They enthusiastic about the money, but the money is not a root concept.
Mm-mm. It's a result.
Money is a result. If you understood business, you would understand that, you know what I'm saying, like it's levels to the shit. You know what I mean? It's levels to the shit. You feel me? Like it's levels to the shit.
You got the guy
Self-pay
that can keep
business
the
is
lights
crazy.
on. Yeah, you got the guy that could keep the lights on without making many sales throughout the whole year. And then you got the guy that could be selling shit off the shelves at buku rate and can't keep his lights on.
Because of the
Both
profit
those things exist.
margins or
Yep.
lack of accounting or contracts that he signed and he giving percentages to every
Or he
dollar.
might be wearing too many fucking hats and he needs some help and he won't ask for it. You know what I'm saying?
And that's another level of the game where in reference to this is why I say liberal feminist mind would work on the result of the relationship as if she don't have a say in like, all right, what can I do to better this situation financially?
Mm-hmm.
What can I do to pour into the situation? What is my responsibility? So this is like it's a buzzword and a cliche, but this is like the heart of accountability, which within these panels and in these conversations, nobody really wants to deal with it and accept it. They want to project, they want to kind of be really sassy and
Mm-hmm.
emotional about the
Ad
result.
hominem.
But once again, I would love to hear in all of these panels and all these videos that we watch, we have never heard a woman say how she would treat a man,
Mm-mm.
which is a root concept.
Facts.
Because no woman's gonna agree because it's gonna affect their pockets. But when you have the privilege
That's
to be
not
like, I
submission.
know my man got it, I'ma quit. Because you know what was the running joke on Everybody Hates Chris? I don't need this. My man got 2 jobs because it's a
Exactly.
privilege. That is a privilege. And if you can't afford the privilege, then work harder as a man to be able to afford it.
But to
Yeah,
be
because I
Submission is
know
not a
fair,
privilege.
for me, I was married at
You heard it right. You heard it right. I saw your face when you said it. You heard it right, my nigga. Work harder, nigga. I need you to bleed more. I need you to get your ass kicked more. You ain't getting your ass kicked enough.
Now look at Elder Sis below her what she said. Hold on.
Because it's a
exactly.
privilege. That is a privilege. And if you can't afford the privilege, then work harder as a man to be able to afford it.
But to
yeah,
be
because I
Submission is
know
not a privilege.
for me, I was married at 22.
Yo, grandma's like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like,
To a 29-year-old, and I try to seek leadership from him. I try to be submissive, but I end up being the breadwinner. I end up handling everything. Did I want him to be that leader to lead me? Absolutely. Like I did my best that I can. But remember, I was a 22-year-old marrying a 29-year-old, and I try to seek that. So that's why I said like everybody's situation is not different, and we can't say that, oh yeah, it's a small percentage. No, I know many women that was in my predicament that married young and try to handle the household, but unfortunately that man did not want to be a leader. It happens.
But why are we making
But
submission a privilege? Why do we do that?
Because a lot of women cannot afford to give things up for their man. A lot of women.
I got a problem with this statement, Rossi.
what she said?
I got a problem with this statement. She said a lot of women can't afford to be submissive.
Wait a minute. So submission got a price.
Mhm.
Submission costs. It costs something in dollars.
But submission is an act. Everything relates back to Kabbalah with me. So
Mm-hmm.
in order, so Bana and Chokma, they operate in tandem. Form
Mm-hmm.
and will, masculine and feminine, semen and ovaries.
Mm-hmm. All dualities.
All dualities, right? But the submission is the sexual act.
Okay. Okay. When you consecrate the covenant.
Yeah, that's submission.
Mm-hmm.
And under the mission, meaning that you are guided by the mission of that man that you have sex with.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can't be submissive to his ideologies and his dispositions, guess what
And
you
you
can't?
shouldn't be having sex with them.
Why you understand that so easy?
Because it's a simple concept. It all goes together. Like it's a natural progression through the entirety of it. Like one doesn't exist without the other, and they both don't work unless they commingle together. So if you don't have one, then you can't have sex with that person. You shouldn't be having sex with that person. And the fact that you know that you can't have sex with that person proves to you you can't and do not submit to said person.
Right.
But they made submission a privilege. So
These word salads, they just need a little bit more ranch on it, bro. I like a little
more oil on my
boiled egg. I like a boiled egg on my shit.
Women cannot afford to give things up for their man. A lot of women need the
holy shit. Can't afford. Oh, no.
Look at Elder Sis down there when she said that.
Yeah, she's. That is it's not the dumbest thing I've heard. It isn't even the dumbest thing I've heard tonight. You essentially want to be able to splurge because that's what it is. It sounds like to me. You're arguing for your excessiveness or the ability to be able to be excessive. Because when you say you can't afford to be or to give up, but if he is providing, or even if he's not providing 1000%, let's take the shits and giggles one that they love to talk about all the time and don't really go fully through with it. 50,000 plus 50,000. You make 50 grand. Your lady's making 50 grand. Together, that's 100 grand. If we take out all of the bills and everything that y'all got to pay, all right, y'all might still have 30, maybe 40 between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
That seems like plenty. That seems like plenty for me.
Mm-hmm.
For y'all to at least build a foundation for something and to build on top of that. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're talking about me having the ability to spend $300 every 2 days on my hair, on my nails, me being able to spend $1,000 on my hair every other week, every couple weeks, me being able to take these dumbass girls trips with my girlfriends. Like, if you're talking about that, you don't need to be with no man anyway.
You matching logic with emotions, and logic is like, all right, we make 50K, let's put our money together, let's pay our bills up for the year,
Mm-hmm.
let's then budget the rest of the money out, let's plan our vacations. That's way too logical, but in reference to the way that you want things to go is way more feasible. In reference to relationships, which is not education, it's not finance, it's not nothing logical, it's something deeply emotional, deeply spiritual, for which the realm is ruled by women. Love is ruled by women. I think where we're at right now, listening to this and going back and forth and just really listening, I feel like it's a certain group of population of women that completely missed the plot, and they have like a way of processing everything that has happened to them in a way that makes them hate men, be more divisive towards men, and and it's not
And
and
challenge men. Don't forget,
yeah,
challenge.
yeah, but the bigger part of it is that it removes your ability to love. I was working with this girl and I was playing old school R&B, and she was like, "Oh, you playing songs that remind me when I used to believe in love." And I looked at her and I'm like, "You don't believe in love?" Like, and she was looking at me like, "You believe in love?" I'm just like, I'm immersed in love.
Mm-hmm.
Like I swim in
Mm-hmm.
love on a daily basis. I seek it out. You know what I'm saying? Like a heat seeking missile. You know what I'm saying?
Can you do
So
a quick search?
go ahead.
Can you do a quick search of bereft? Because just off the conversation, I didn't mean to cut your wisdom, but just off the conversation, I think the women are bereft of common sense. I think the women are bereft of common sense, and I think us as men, like as a whole, we are probably bereft of respect.
Oh yeah, you ain't getting that.
Space to be someone who, because a lot of women cannot afford to give things up for their man. A lot of women need the space to be someone who owns their own business or has a successful career, because a two someone who owns their own business, women cannot afford to give things up for their man. A lot of women need the space to be someone who owns their own business or has a successful
Grandma is
career,
just like,
because
grandma can't pick it up. She's just like, what the
Look at it.
fuck?
Look at it.
She holding her head.
Giving grandma a migraine.
Yo, she holding her head, bro.
Cause sis literally said you need to be a business owner, and knowing like I'm a business owner. Oh man, you ain't never not sold nothing in 2 days, and you thinking about robbing a bank.
Never.
You ain't never not sold nothing in 2 days, and you need to pay a bill
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And you telling niggas, yeah, I mean, if I get some sales, I got you. And they looking at you like,
Mm-hmm.
what you talking about? You gotta run a business. This shit ain't glitz and glamour. Do you know accounting? Cause that's where I've been red pilled at this whole goddamn year. Profit margins and shit, having to structure everything accordingly. How much is this going to make? You crunch all the numbers. I crunched numbers right, and I was losing money in some spaces, bro.
I bet. I bet. I just started and I've been losing, so I know you've been losing. Shit.
You making money, but you losing money, bro. That's crazy.
Mhm.
Because every box goes into the price. Every piece of tape goes into the box. Every piece of paper, ink goes into the box. The fucking printer goes into the box. Repairs, gas. What you mean you need the space to own a business? What are you talking about?
And y'all ain't never spoke about anything in the realms of what it took to get this business, why you doing this business, how you make this business work. It's just a bunch of people talking about fucking businesses. And as far as I'm concerned, there can't be 8 billion niggas and 8 billion businesses. That
Who
don't even make
gonna
sense.
support the businesses?
Who the fuck is going to buy shit?
We all got businesses.
All these motherfucking chiefs, and we ain't got no Indians.
Listen, we all got single led personal businesses, and none of us got employees or nothing. We all got businesses. Think about how stupid that is.
Yeah,
Meaning
it's just
that
like just one business buying from another business, just buying from
yeah, that's crazy. Think about combining with your friends or your family or your partner. Like it make more sense for you to start a business with your husband than it is to start a business by yourself. That's where you say bereft of common sense.
Mm-hmm.
But to stand in it, to be dignified in it, is the spell to me, bro.
Because two-income household is the norm. And you have to be ambitious to stay in a lot of these careers. In order to grow in a lot of these careers, it is a privilege to be able to sit at home and take care of your man and take care of the kids and take care of the household because there are not a lot.
By definition, is not a privilege if you move it from a dual income to a single income house. Because the single income house, not only does it have less money, but that man is generally overworked and stressed the
Yeah.
fuck out.
Yeah, and it's super disingenuous to say it's a privilege because then it puts it out of reach for most people, right? Now you're basically telling these people that if they aren't lucky enough to receive said privilege, they just gotta get it out the mud like everybody else. What?
And then let's say, all right, stay at home mom, $0. That's you? Damn, they tweaking in that motherfucker tonight. It's lit.
I ain't even with it. I'm going home, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead. I'm carrying my shit. I'm going home. Let's go. I'm not. I'm off. I'm off. I already punched out. I'm off. Like the fuck?
They gotta handle that. I'm gonna
Nope.
play the video real quick.
Of households like that. It is a privilege. It is a
It's,
part
it's,
of the 10% of
y'all
this
are making it
country.
a privilege.
So
Y'all are
that's
making
just
submission a
it's the
privilege.
fact.
Submission was never founded on privilege. There was a position of a woman in a position of a man to God. So it never told me. God never said, "Man, hey, look, you can believe in me and walk in my order." If X, Y, no, that's your position. Y'all are putting the contingencies on it and conditions on it because of the economy. It was never supposed to be like that. That's why I was asking that question. But go ahead, Dr. Lady O.
That's
Um, all I hear is money. I don't really hear family. Because I told you I work in insurance, everybody gonna be broke at the end of the day. Okay, I work in Medicare. It's what I do for a living. We could talk all this stuff all we want, but most of us gonna be broke. That's just how I go. But
What she mean is retirement. Retirement means you no longer work. And if you think about it, like every day you need that paycheck. Don't think when you get 65, you're gonna have $7.5 million in the bank so you can just live the rest of your life carefree. And the older you get, the sicker you get, meaning the more money you spend on medical Medicare and things of that nature and hospital bills and things of that nature and outpatient, inpatient and dialysis and thing, all of that shit is costing money at the end of the day. So what she means is at the end of it all, we all gonna be broke unless, you know what I'm saying, Beyonce or some shit like that, where when you are looking at a modern relationship, you are looking at
You
the
said unless you know Beyonce.
yeah, that's all niggas got, man. Lace Beyonce give you a writing credit on one of her CDs. You know what I'm saying? You might do it. She might be listening to this video and clip this and put us on a new Beyonce video, nigga. We be set for life. You never know. It
We gonna
happened.
be privileged. We gonna be privileged.
What Solange? Yeah, Solange be tapped in, man.
We gonna be privileged.
You never know, man. I'm
I'm
telling
looking
you.
forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
But yeah, I mean, if you broke, you need to build with somebody, right? And if you got money, you need to build with somebody. So the lack of conflict resolution, the lack of teamwork and skills, the lack of just understanding empathy and all of this, understanding male nature, that's never there. But it's like he better make this amount of money because this economy, this and this and that and there. Like, yeah, he make the money, but that's not going to be y'all experience in making the money. Y'all gonna be sleeping in the bed together. Y'all gonna be taking road trips and eating dinner and shit. Like, it's a lot that goes into a relationship besides money. And the way that you can freak it with stay at home mom don't mean you making $0. You can have a little part time business, a little side hustle to turn 50 to, you know what I'm saying, your little empire or whatever the case may be. What I'm saying is working with your man is much more
There
lucrative
are
than
definitely options.
that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, you both supposed to be contributing to the household. Um, the Bible doesn't specifically say men got to do all the financial stuff and the woman just sit at home. That's not submission. The Bible doesn't say that. It just does not. You're both committing to it. So I agree. Look, this is the thing. If you want a career, this is the thing. If a man want a family, how are you going to prioritize that into your family? How are you going to make sure that the kids' needs are taken care of first? That is a thing that we are missing. All I heard up here was he leading, she not leading money. All I heard was money, and my head's about to explode. And I'm like, what are we talking? Most of us are broke. We acting like we all sitting up here working, got $1 million in our pocket, and we are not. At the end of the day, we all know two incomes are better than one. So why we keep sitting up here saying that the man got to lead, the man got to lead, the woman got to? I mean, what? This is disturbing. This is all I hear from women is money, 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 money. It just blows my freaking mind. It blows my mind. And you talking to a mother-in-law of 3 women. I have 3 of them. Yeah, Bo, I said it again because y'all ladies seem to forget. Y'all seem to forget. Yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep talking because they're in your age group. I'm older than y'all. I don't have these worries and problems. But all I hear is money. I don't hear nothing about family at all. Like this is it's kind of disturbing to me. Leading what? What happens when a man gets sick? What are you going to do? How are you going to take care of this household? What are you going to do? Now I agree with. I don't agree with. I think when the children are younger, a woman should be at home with the children more. I really truly do. But when the kids go to school, get your behind up and go to work, and you bring home some money, and you can help invest the money, put the money up, buy some real estate property. Trust me, I'm seeing 3 relationships grow like that. We are too greedy, ladies. This doesn't make sense. For what? What about your kids still reading at low grade levels? We talking about all this money. I ain't heard nothing about our children and how we're going to get our children raise our kids.
They postpone, Dr. Lady, you forgot they postponing having children.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you, bro. They raising these kids with these cell phones and these iPads. Damn brain rot.
They not raising no fucking kids, bro. They're not. Because the amount of mental gymnastics it takes for you women to keep asking for all the nonsense they fucking ask for, there's no way in hell I got time to raise these kids. Ain't no fucking way.
Nah, I mean, I think like in reference to all of this, like I stated before, like even me being a child, I feel like I suffered the most through not having family. Like I feel that's what I've been on like this past week. Like I've been like really just trying to like fight it and like alchemize it and work through it because it's like damn, like when it like damn, I just need just a little bit of advice, just a little bit of an OG. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like it ain't there, and then I start figuring out why or what. Because once again, when you a kid, you're not in control of that shit. You just at the mercy of it. And if your ideology is like you don't really need your dad like that, like all right, you got me. You know what I'm saying? Like all right.
especially because you made it this far, right? You made it this far without
right,
you don't
right,
really need
right.
that,
That's another. That's another.
That's
Yeah,
the thing.
that's the thing that's bothering me. You know what I'm saying? I made it this far, and it's like shit. What the?
But when we talk about shit like we gotta unlearn what we've learned up until this point, the making it this far actually ends up being the
Exactly.
fucking problem.
It's like you tied a knot and you kept tying it and tying it. Like you made it this far, you done tied up 1,000 knots, but yeah, I still gotta untie all of these bitches. Like it's not, this shit not right.
Yeah, because I tied the
This
first
shit
one
not right.
wrong. The fuck? I can't fucking imaginary delete these shits. I gotta go through each and
Yeah,
every
like
one of
I
these
need
fucking
support.
knots.
I don't want support. I don't desire support. Like if I don't get support, I'm like like I'll be like, damn, like it ain't even a point where I can live in this world without it. So it's like, all right, shit.
You know when I think like that too, big bro, when I see niggas that
Hmm.
got it all together. You know what I'm saying? Immediately, the first thing that sticks out to me is that motherfucker knew when to ask for help. That motherfucker put himself in position to always be able to receive help. You know what I'm saying? Like that person did the things, all of the things that we don't do because it's not cool, it's not it's not readily accepted, it's not popular. Like, yeah, go to somebody who's actually done the thing that you want to do before and sit down and pick their brain. You know what I'm saying? Like those things, like, yeah, you're not taught to necessarily
Mm,
do those things. You're taught to fake it till
mm.
you make it type shit.
But you need a mentor. You need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to just. You can't just
Right.
think. You know what I'm saying? That's just
Mm-mm. You need somebody that walked
is
that
you
road
don't know
before.
how to do it and people know how to do it. So you causing yourself a like you walking in a path and a nigga got a map and he right next to you. You're not gonna ask him,
Mhm.
hey, bro, let me see that map real quick. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I say all of
Right.
this to say, like, bro, I want somebody that's gonna work with me, not be in this type of time. You know what I'm saying? This time is just very I don't know how to describe it. It's bereft of common sense. That's all.
Yeah. I would say that you don't want anybody that is together with you in public, but secretly working against you behind your back in the dark.
Yeah,
Because the idea is the woman is essentially competing with her man to be able to show the world, not even her man, but just the world, that she can do everything that her man can do.
I think
Like that's competing against the
earlier in the
man.
conversation she said, you know, I had to become a bread. Well, I married early, and I had to become the breadwinner within the relationship. But if the roles was reversed, the man would say that without a problem. I married early, and I had to be the breadwinner in my relationship. Like meaning that
Yeah, without that being the reason for it.
it
Like,
just is what it is sometimes. And I don't think if we married for our whole life, 70 years, and for 5 years you had to think about how much of a blessing that is. And I'm not saying sometimes a nigga might fuck you over, but you know, I've been paying bills, man, every month. You know what I'm saying? Like we've been, you know, knock on wood, we ain't never not had a place to stay. We ain't never not have food in our stomach. You know what I mean? Like I've been paying my way this whole
mhm,
entire time. But you know, it would have been amazing if somebody would have been like, "All right, Hood," or "All right, Kyrie, I'm gonna put you up." You know what I'm saying? You keep making your money. I'm gonna let you stack it for a year.
mhm, mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Nobody wants to talk about those conversations though. When somebody allow you to just work and stack your own bread and live rent free, live
Hmm.
worry free. Nobody wants to talk about that, but many women get that benefit.
Call it a stay at
If for
home
nothing
mom.
else,
You know what I'm saying? Shit like
just,
that.
yeah. Hmm.
Or you like
Or she getting divorced from a nigga and she got to move all her kids into somebody else's house, and that person just let them rock out till
right,
they get on their feet.
nigga like me. I like if I don't have this house that I'm living in now, shit, where I'm gonna go? You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I'm saying that shit be in the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, and motherfuckers would be like, yo, you doing this, you doing that, you doing that. Like, niggas got shit to say, but it'd be like, well, shit, hold me down. Because if you hold me down, nigga, I will hey, be rich for life. Because I'm not a lazy nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to it. But shit, when you gotta pay your way everywhere you go, shit, that shit is a lot. So when you talk about certain dynamics within a relationship, a woman saying I had to be a breadwinner for my husband, that's your reasoning for leaving. That's my reason to
Yeah,
fall in love with
that
you.
that facts. That sounds like a cop out. That sounds like a person who was looking for a
To
reason
me,
to leave. Because if you were 22 and he was 29, that means he had a wealth of knowledge and information that you didn't necessarily have, but you were going for the dollars
mhm.
when he was probably trying to incorporate
Or the
both of
plan
y'all.
wasn't overnight.
Yeah. And it
What
never
plan
is
is
really
overnight?
overnight. Because if it's overnight, yeah, what plan
Mhm.
comes ready already wrapped and made and ready? Like which one? Like which nigga comes already already made and ready? Which woman comes
We
already
all
made
works in
and ready?
progress, whether we know it or not.
We all works in progress, man. And the work is a everyday thing. It's just not Monday and Tuesday
Yeah,
when you
it's
feel like it.
constant, and it's not in a space where you judging people. But once again, you see the everyday routine of somebody when it's love, and you're like, all right, this person
Mm.
willing to do the work, and this person willing to combine with me. That's why I say fall deep in love with your spiritual work if you're a man, because in reference to falling into these paradigms, like you might need help, you might find somebody that's willing to help you,
You definitely
right?
you definitely gonna need a therapist. Fuck
You
around with
showing
these
up
jokes,
perfect,
man.
she feel like she don't gotta help you. See how that work?
Fact.
Yeah, then they're 40 and they
Mm-hmm.
run around here with 10-year-old at 50 years old. Yeah, good luck with that. Okay. And then you got to look at the lifespan anyway, but I'm going to let that go. But I'm just saying, all I heard since I've been listening was money. That's all I heard. It's okay to go and have a career. I get it, but I ain't heard nothing about y'all prioritizing a family. That's disturbing to me. A family. I did hair for 25 years. I retired. I mean, a lot of these careers you're not even going to be in. I can call medical doctors right now, two of them that quit the industry. So we keep talking about, oh, I want to go be this ride and die. Most of our businesses fail within the first year or two. I'm just tired of all the capping that we do on these panels. We ain't got money like that. It may be a very few of us that do well, and I get it, sisters. I get it. But please stop acting like it's a majority. We need men, and men need us. I don't know why. Get you a man. I don't care if he make $50,000 a year. It's 50,000 more. That's all I'm saying. And he still should be able to lead. He still should be able to be a good father to your children. I mean, I'm just saying. I'm done. Let me just mute back up.
So
That's
here's
I
my
know.
thing about that
If he
though.
wants to, that's what it is.
But
If he wants to,
But y'all, okay,
if he
but
wants to
hold on,
lead,
take that thought, man.
that's
but
the
they don't.
difference.
Hold
They
on, love.
don't
You're
know
right. You're
how
right.
to
You're right.
lead.
You're right.
If
Hold
he
on,
wants
baby.
to lead,
Let me tell you
that's
something.
it.
Hold
They
on,
don't know
baby. Hold
how
on,
to.
love. Then stop sleeping with him because y'all.
You know what else I noticed? You know what else I noticed, big bro? They are incapable of having a conversation without taking their digs, like without taking their shots. Like grandma just said something super powerful, and she had to come back with, if he wants to. Like, I don't get the point of that
You know what the point is? You know
every
what the
single
point
time.
is? Insatiable misandry. I just coined that term.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's a mic dropper. Insatiable Miss Andrew.
I just coined
Mm,
that.
mm,
Can't hate men
mm-hmm,
enough.
mm-hmm. Bereft
Listen,
of
man, you
decency.
know how it is. You know how it is, Rod. I know you know how it is when a motherfucker act like they can't stand
Mm-hmm,
you when they was loving you,
mm-hmm,
like you fucking a
mm-hmm.
fucking like your flaws is now so bad when your flaws was the shit that turned them on at first.
Yes, yes. Now your flaws is the worst thing ever. They just
Yeah, like
disgusted
they can't
around you,
even
man.
look at you. You just the scum of the fucking earth, and it's like, yo, let's really examine how you feel about me, as if I'm worth that much. For
Mhm.
one,
For
like you
one,
giving me too much airtime. I told you I wasn't shit on that first date.
giving me way too much
Yeah,
credit, boo boo.
yeah. I told you I wanted to freak a black and mild. I ain't like this restaurant. We go out, supposed to go outside and
Word.
smoke. You knew I wasn't shit.
You know I wanted to hit that Newport at that last corner, but
I'm trying to be
you know what I'm
good for
saying?
you.
Go ahead. Go ahead, man. You said you don't like the way my tongue
Yeah.
tastes after I smoke. I didn't smoke today.
Hey, I'll put this. I'll put the smokes down. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying. All I'm saying is, dog. My whole life, this is the real shit, man. I wanted the shit to be easy and simple, and it was an
Yeah.
insatiability towards the inability to be grateful, the inability
Mhm.
to meditate, to be present, the ability to say, in the future this and what I want, and all of this type of shit, and it never was a point where shit, I appreciate you and I'm grateful. I remember this girl bought me some clothes on my birthday. And on my birthday, she wrote a card that said, "You a good father." And the shit pissed me off because you ain't never told me this shit ever. This nigga 3 years old. You telling me I'm a good father.
What took
I
so
didn't even
long?
know I was a good father,
What
bitch.
took so
I
long?
didn't even know you even thought this about me. Going to write it on a card. Like, you a good dad. I'm like,
Like this shit was a secret.
listen, I did not know. I did not know I was a good dad.
I'm fucking you stupid.
I'm dead ass serious. That shit was a surprise to me. You know how a girl be like, "You ain't shit, nigga. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit." And she's like,
Yeah, yeah. So you just get used to hearing it,
"Yeah,
you
I'm
start
thinking
believing it type
shit.
shit.
I ain't shit. I need to do better, and I'm gonna try to be better." And come to find out, I was a good ass dad, And she was like, "I gotta buy you some shirts from
Mm-hmm.
City Trends." I'm like, "I'll take it. I don't get shit no other time. I'll take these fucking cheap ass shirts, I guess."
I fucking hate you. I
You
swear.
know I can't make no shit like that up. How could I make some shit like that up? It had to happen. It had to happen in real life.
Oh my god, that is diabolical, nigga. Like that. Oh my god. Oh, that is diabolical, yo. Oh my
I
gosh.
mean,
Yeah, you couldn't make no shit like that up. That had to be true, my
it's a
nigga.
bare minimum. You know what I'm saying? To the point where it's like, yeah, man. I don't. Yeah.
Say that, but you still giving
Exactly.
your body to these guys. Y'all say you don't want to leave. He done already, y'all submitted with the day you open your legs.
You gave him kids too.
You done already submitted to this guy.
We're talking about different situations.
How many times you gonna change? Like, listen, man. I swear we done run out of
What's below
goalposts, bro.
hell? Bitches and
Dolph.
dogs. That goddamn goalpost is in dog. She said, "We talk about different situations. We ain't talking about the times where why we ain't talking about my baby daddy. Why should I
What?
need to be submissive to him?
Oh,
We got kids together."
Why is there so many different
The
situations,
goalpost,
bro?
man. I'm telling you, that goalpost is in goddamn purgatory.
So we arguing semantics?
She said, we talk about different situations. You talking about submission during sex. I'm talking about submission. Like what?
Yo, we've all met this person in our lifetime. That the one person who is just above reproach, right? There's nothing that you could say to them that could ever even remotely put them in a space to be held accountable, right? Like we've all met those kinds of people. That's exactly what she screams to me. Like no matter what OG says, no matter what grandma says, she's got an answer for it because she's already thinking about the answer while grandma's talking.
Grandma said, why is submission such a hard thing for you? They already submitted when you having sex. She was cornered and said, we talking about two different things. Well, obviously, but remember what I told you about the liberal feminist minded person, how they only focus on what happens, they don't focus
Mm-hmm.
on why it happened. Case in point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, that was a perfect lineup.
Exactly.
Body to these guys. Y'all say you don't want to leave. He's not already. Y'all submitted with the day you open your legs.
You gave him kids too.
You just already submitted to this guy.
We're talking about different situations. It
No, we're not.
happens. That's
No,
why
we're
I'm
not.
bringing it
You
up. No,
always
it is
with
though.
a guy. Okay, if you look, if a guy
That's
don't leave
reality
you,
with other
there
people.
you
That's
go.
but that's
I'll let you
reality.
cut
That's
me off.
reality when it comes to some people's
I'll let you
situation.
listen. I'll
I'm
let
not
you
saying
talk,
that is
but
right.
you keep cutting me off. Stop cutting me off.
I'm not saying that is right.
Now,
That's what I'm
I'm not
saying. I'm
cutting
saying that
nobody
it
off
happens.
today. I'm not cutting anybody off up here today. Again, if he, you know what I'm saying, a man want to lead, you will know right now if a man want to lead, whether or not if he marries you. But you ladies are giving up the first thing first. You're not giving a man a chance at all to show you his real self. Because you know,
Marriage does
and
not
hold on, love. And y'all gave him a
How they
baby.
do it? How they do it? How they do it? How they do it? How the ladies do it? When they, yeah, she ate on that, nigga. She ate on that. She ate on that. Holy fuck! You gave up the one thing. Holy shit! And even sitting here in the presence of Mama Priestess, they still mad disrespectful, even to her, and still won't even receive her message, and it's coming from a good place. You can tell it's coming from a good place. Because mama ain't say nothing wrong. She said nothing wrong. She told no lies, bro.
So I'm a meditate on gratitude. I'm a thank God for all that I've been giving. I'm not going to compare myself to nobody. I'm a repent for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be happy that I'm me. You feel me? And whoever fuck with me, fuck with me. Whoever don't fuck with me, don't fuck with me. But I'm just going to focus in on being grateful because it is a certain level of wanting and desiring that you create a portal of just depression and dissent, especially in this world where niggas got it and you might not got it, or you might have been working hard to get it. But I'm like, shit, man, 50 Cent, nigga, get rich or die trying. You feel me? I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna keep trying, but I'm grateful for the shit that I do got because in this world, motherfuckers don't give a fuck. So I always say, bro, you better give a fuck about what you got going on because you ain't about to make nobody happy, bro. You're not about
1000%.
to fill
You're
nobody's
not.
cup.
Your presence is not going to be the thing that gets them
It
over the
ain't.
hump. And the sooner niggas realize that, the better off niggas might start to begin to be. But it's a long way before we get to that realization because niggas got to weed through all of these matrix conversations, bro. first got to figure out who the fuck is not a fucking CIA agent, who ain't a fucking clone.
It's crazy out here.
It's
Who's the
crazy, bro.
NPCs and who's demonically possessed? You know, it's weird. You think it's not weird? You think it's not weird? You must be a goddamn. You must be an NPC to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. There's so much going on.
Yeah, I can't operate from a point of trying to allow myself into a space of trying to figure them out anymore. Like I gave up on that years ago, but now I prefer my conversation be in that realm of not trying to predict or figure out, but do everything you can do for yourself first and let the chips fall wherever the fuck they fall, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you don't do everything that you can possibly do within your power, then honestly, you can't. We don't live in a space where blame is a thing that matters. You know what I'm saying? Like blame is a thing that matters when you need validation from other people. You know, recognition and things like that. That's when you need validation from other people. But when it comes to um, being connected and being in alignment and understanding soul's purpose, like that is the only thing that matters. Because when you do that stuff, the rest of the stuff falls in line. It just does. So, um, yeah, that's the only thing I'd want to tell my brothers going forward. Um, focusing on you and do everything that you can for you to get yourself to be as best you could possibly be, and just let the chips fall where they may, bro.
Man, yeah, because I mean, I agree 100%. Like, it's crazy when what I say, what I'm about to say is like, you can't focus on you enough. Whenever you think you being like too selfish or too self-centered, you not. You're not for real.
You're not.
Because when all the chips fall down, and if you sacrifice for somebody and it don't work out, you're gonna be looking dumb. You bought her a
Yep, you're gonna
Balenciaga,
be
you bought
looking
her a
mad suspect.
Birkin, you took her shopping. Don't get broke, nigga. Don't ever be broke because
Yeah,
it's
don't
never
ever.
coming back to you. So, like I say, it's not wrong with being selfish and getting it right once, meaning that you might have to spend a lot of time by yourself, working on yourself, building yourself up. You are not at a loss in that
Hmm.
situation. You at a loss if you by yourself
Hmm.
and you feel sorry for yourself. Man or woman,
And you had a loss if you with a partner who doesn't hold your best
at
interests at
every
heart.
single day, like it's a job. You don't
Hmm. Not just when you feel good or when you make me come type shit.
you don't wanna be in a situation where y'all just existing. It's going to end
Hmm.
bad.
And she's basing her level of love on the amount of sex or the kind of sex and the kind of shit that you could buy her. Like that's crash out season.
Yeah,
You're gonna crash out when you find out she fucking with Leroy from down the street. You're gonna crash out.
yeah, man. All right, man. Let's call this one a show. Make sure y'all join the Discord.
We
Yeah,
did a
man.
3 hour
Let's
joint.
hit that Discord up, man. Join the Discord. I know y'all got shit to say. Y'all probably want to argue with us. Do it on the Discord. Tag me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We here for it.
If we lied, tell us where we lied at. Comment, share. This has been a banger. We did this for the niggas that's driving the trucks, for the niggas that's working at Amazon. You feel me?
Hmm.
Hopefully, we made your shift go a little bit
Hmm.
faster, your day a little bit smoother. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all like to chill, lay in the bed, and listen to different podcasts before you go to sleep. Hopefully, We gave you something to listen to, something to think about, something to laugh at, something to smile about, something to get emotional about. You know what I'm saying? We go through the whole spectrum
Mm-hmm.
of emotions on that.
The whole gamut of emotions. Hell
Because
yeah.
niggas is whole out here. Niggas is not one dimensional. You feel me? So
Mhm.
shout out to the initiates for the Flame Serpent. Where can they find you on social media if they're looking for you?
Sacred Serpent Media, YouTube, Sacred Serpent Media on Instagram. Also, Initiates for the Flame on Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. Also, Dark Sacred Serpent, Dark Sacred _Serpent 823 on
Type shit,
Instagram
man.
and
Y'all know
YouTube.
the vibes at the Hood Mystic on Instagram. DM me. You know what I'm saying? If you find, DM me. You feel me? Anyways, I don't want no niggas DMing me. I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah, we don't want no niggas in the DMs.
Nah.
We don't back
Peace
that
to
way.
the fam, peace to the tribe. See y'all on the flip side. Peace.
Peace.